District championship since 1999, and a first-round Region 4 tournament win over Greenwood 58-51, the first for a Russellville girls team since 1993. But this year, with 4 starters gone, and the top 4 scorers, which included Amaya Collier and center Larisha Cawthorn, who transferred to Franklin Simpson, the Lady-Panthers have just 1 win. And that was over Caverna back on December the 11th, 45-33. They have 14 losses, and all by lopsided margins. Butler County by 33, Hart County by 56. Lost to Greenwood twice, 52-66. They lost to the Lady Patriots of Allen County, Scottsville by 50, Glasgow by 50, Edmonson County by 34, John Hardin by 34, Westmoreland, Tennessee by 45, Taylor County by 55. They lost to Logan County by 61 in a District 13 matchup. Metcalfe County 55. Todd Central on Saturday in a District 13 game, 74-14. And district opponent Franklin Simpson last night, 81-23. Tonight, Barren County is a 57-point favorite. The Trojanettes are 13-0 against Russellville dating back to 2007. Last year, the Trojanettes won at Russellville only by 5, 42-37, and then they won in the 4th Region Tournament semifinals at Diddle Arena, 41-27. Barren County is ranked 3rd in the 4th Region behind Franklin Simpson and Bowling Green, with Russellville being ranked last of the 17 teams. This year's Russellville's team averages just 22 points a game, losing by an average of 7 points per game. Plus the Trojanettes' Katie Murphy played a few minutes. She told me earlier that she had played about 10 minutes last night at Logan County. So, Robert, should be an easy time for Coach Piper Lindsay to get a win number 13 in the column tonight.
Yeah, make no mistake about it. You can't control your schedule, and you certainly don't know you're going to have to take a week off when you're making your schedule in the summer or even the spring before you play. But it's definitely good positioned games, well-positioned games that you play Logan County, who you easily defeated last night, and then you play Russellville, who you're heavily favored tonight after you've been off a week. And it wasn't a week where, we were able to get in the gym a whole lot. It was a lot of, there wasn't even optional practices because we couldn't get in the gym. The roads were what they were. So these 2 games, in some fashion, serve as a practice to kind of get back in, because after these couple of games, it just starts and it doesn't stop. Mm-hmm. We'll talk about some makeup games that we've thrown in there, but, after tonight, we go to Glasgow Friday. We play Friday, Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. And then Saturday. So, it's mm-hmm. like you don't even have 2 days off to practice throughout the week. And I know you cut down practice time at this time of the year, but it's really tough stretches, too. You've got Bowling Green, Greenwood, Pulaski. Yeah. That's a tough stretch. Mm-hmm. And then you've got Franklin staring you down a little bit later, who's wound up being a top 10 in the team in the state by all the polls now. So
right.
The girls' schedule's tough. We've got it laid out in front of us. As the number 3 team in the region, we know what we got to do, know where we got to go. Katie, obviously, getting infused back into the lineup little by little. She won't play much tonight. She'll play a couple minutes, but getting her back into the lineup gives us an extra lift. And I don't want to sound negative, but I thought we took a step backwards after Christmas. And maybe all it's taken is just a little break to re-energize herself and say, hey, we got to lock in here this final stretch if we want to reach some of our goals that we had before the season started. And it started last night with a quality win. We can follow it up tonight, and then we can kind of just keep rolling down the track and use Katie as that momentum, whether she stays off the bench or she eventually works herself probably back into that starting lineup, and we're back full strength.
Yep. Well, we're about 9.5 minutes away. The Trojanettes and the Russellville Lady-Panthers in Game 1 of our doubleheader. More to come with the Don Franklin Glasgow countdown to tip-off on 104.7 The Score.
For me, favorite thing to teach is just anything coding. I guess if I'm picking something specific, it would be JavaScript. That's just my first programming language that I learned, and it's just, I don't know, I feel like there's so many fun things that we can do with that. For outcomes, just seeing any students like continue in the field, even students prior that I've seen like go on to working in different software development jobs, and I even get to like bring them back in after and be guest speakers to my other students is just so, I feel like, such an awesome thing to get to have and get to see.
It's definitely not what you think it is. There's a lot of different people. You meet a lot of different people with a lot of different perspectives. It's really a community, and you're kind of there to just help each other.
Just this career, like pathway in general, not just like the pathway here, but just this career, I feel like can be a great opportunity. The flexibility that comes with it, and obviously the pay. That's just something that's great for anyone that's interested in it.
I really like the hands-on aspect because I have several students, particularly this year, being that we do have such large gaps from our COVID time, that are having some trouble with reading. They struggle to do that. So when we do the hands-on and they're able to see the models and to watch me do it, that is taken completely out of the equation, and it gives them the confidence to really shine and do all these smaller tasks.
Building that foundation of how students can use science, technology, engineering, arts, and math, making those connections with the classroom teachers and what they're doing in their classrooms as well. And sometimes they don't have the time to do those project-based type things. In our STEAM lab, they're able to do that. And then also with our Project Lead the Way, students are really thinking about how to build and solve real-world problems, presented with scenarios, and then they have to problem solve and come up with solutions as a team. And so we're really excited about laying that foundation here at Temple Hill this year.
Hey son, what you doing?
Daddy, I'm going to own a dealership one day.
All right, I'll dream with you.
From one small dream to over 25 dealerships in the state of Kentucky, we have set out to provide Kentuckians with reliable vehicles and the best customer service for over 50 years. This may have started with a simple dream, but our dedication to our customers will go on for generations.
I have been taking ag classes since my 8th grade year. In 8th grade, I was able to be the BCMS FFA secretary, and that's when I first started falling in love with FFA and ag classes. It has made me such a better public speaker. Before FFA, I was scared to get up on the stage and give a speech or even perform with the drama club. But now it has helped me become a better speaker, a better leader, a better server as well, because FFA is also very service-based, and it's really has helped me come out of my comfort zone.
Trojanettes and the Lady-Panthers of Russellville here in Game 1 tonight of our doubleheader. Trojanettes are 12-4. Russellville is 1-14. Take a look at tonight's starting lineups, brought to you by SCRTC Total Communications. The Russellville Lady-Panthers under second-year head coach Orlando Hayden. They'll start Chrissy Higgins, a 5'9 senior, 8 points, 5.5 rebounds a game. Madison Kimbrough, a 5'3 junior, averages 5. Chloe Penrod, a 5'7 sophomore, 2.5 points a game. Marley Mason, a 5'9 sophomore, averages 2. And Jada Poindexter, a 5'2 sophomore, averages 5 points a game for the Lady Panthers. Piper Lindsay in her 9th season at Barren County as head coach. Assistant coaches Scott Chapman, Brent Spillman, and Michael Toms. Abby Farney, 5'8 senior, 18.3 points, 7.3 rebounds. Katie Elmore, a 5'6 junior, averages 6.5. Katie Gerald's a 5'7 junior, averages 5. Taylor Strange, a 5'10 junior, almost 5 points a game. And so is Ann Ashley Atkinson, a 5'8 sophomore that averages just under 5 points a game and 4.5 rebounds. We'll come back with more of our pregame coverage in a moment. This is the Don Franklin Glasgow Countdown to Tip-Off on 104 The Score.
At the culmination of our pathways, students have the opportunity to go out into the community and to be able to co-op. It's through these experiences that kids get real life experience. They get to practice the skills that they learn in the class, hands-on.
I'm working here at Commonwealth Broadcasting Corporation, and it's just really awesome. I get to do lots of cool stuff like write commercials. I've voiced a couple commercials, and I just kind of help out with whatever anybody needs. My favorite part is getting to meet all the different kinds of people and also just getting opportunities like this co-op, it's really just been a wonderful learning experience.
Favorite part is just being able, instead of being in a classroom where you have to sit all day, you're doing your own work for something that you're actually interested in. I would recommend this course to other students just because it'll let them know if they would like to do this for a career.
So this class is responsible for growing produce and flowers, hanging baskets, and different vegetables in our school greenhouse that we sell to the public. We also use the produce that's left over after our annual plant sale to grow here in our raised garden beds, and then we harvest that produce throughout the summer. And then all of that produce gets donated to the Barren County Reads and Feeds program here that we do within our school district.
What I really like about with Project Lead the Way and with the STEAM content that I get to teach is it makes those real world connections. It's allowing kids to put their brain in action. It's not that, we're not at that time in the game where we're sitting and getting and taking notes and content. It's taking that content and applying it to real world selections. And that's what Project Lead the Way is allowing us to do and create those opportunities. Those students that you have in the classroom that may struggle with that reading and math are thriving with this content because they're able to put solutions to problems and fix things that they wouldn't necessarily get in a normal math or reading classroom.
Just being able to figure out what didn't work and how to make it work and how to work through that process just in itself for you as a person is important, but also it builds those skills that are going to be necessary for each grade that follows us.
Hey son, what you doing?
Daddy, I'm going on a dealership one day.
All right, I'll dream with you.
From one small dream to over 25 dealerships in the state of Kentucky, we have set out to provide Kentuckians with reliable vehicles and the best customer service for over 50 years. This may have started with a simple dream, but our dedication to our customers will go on for generations.
The CRS Construction area schedule. CRS Construction providing exceptional construction service with the highest attention to detail. On the schedule for tonight, and it's a big district doubleheader over at Glasgow as they host Warren East. That's a makeup doubleheader, by the way. We'll keep tabs on those games tonight. Caverna girls hosting Campbellsville. Allen County Scottsville at home against Franklin Simpson. Girl-boy doubleheader. Also at Logan County tonight, Greenwood girls and boys. Bowling Green girls and boys at Warren Central. We'll try to keep tabs, especially on the boys' game. Clinton County girls at Edmonson County. Edmonson County boys at Hart County. Hart County girls hosting North Hardin Classical. And Greene County boys are at Russell County. That's a look at the CRS Construction area schedule. The officials for tonight's game are Tommy Young, Chris Reeder, and Chris Stafford. And the officials are sponsored by Monticello Banking Company. NBC is a proud supporter of Barren County basketball. And we'll be getting set here for the Farmers RACC Jackie Browning Memorial Open tip-off. And remind you, our coverage on WCDS, 1230 AM and 104.7 FM in Glasgow and online at 104thescore.com. We'll come back with the tip-off. It's the Barren County Trojans and the Russellville Lady-Panthers after we take this time out as you're following Barren County High basketball on 104 The Score.
Here at the Business Department, we offer 5 different career pathways: accounting, admin support, entrepreneurship, management, and marketing. We're also adding travel and tourism to our department also.
Name one career field that doesn't use business skills. You can't, because business skills translate across all careers.
Well, the FBLA and the business pathways are so much fun, and the teachers are amazing. Miss Wright, Miss Rush, and Miss Childress are like my moms at school, and they're awesome. I personally love the marketing pathway, and that's the pathway that I have completed. And so it's a lot of fun, and you get to do co-op your senior year if you've completed the pathway. My co-op is amazing, and I love it here. But the business pathway just has allowed me so many new opportunities to meet new friends. My best friends are in the business pathway, and I met them when I was freshman. And we have just completed this pathway together and had so much fun.
We start working all the way from kindergarten, and they start doing, if it's building the 3 Little Pigs houses and they have to build something and test it and all of these sorts of things, they start that kind of problem solving skills really young. We do a lot of group work, so they have to collaborate, they have to learn how to work well together, how to compromise. It's been really cool kind of seeing them kind of come in to kind of get all kinds of things. And plus it kind of prepares them, it kind of shows them like different career options and a lot of things that they've never thought about before. And so when we're doing Project Lead the Way and we're studying engineering, we'll pull up scientists and we'll pull up astronauts, and we've watched some launches on TV and just stuff like that to kind of show them that there's kind of a big world out there and there's all kinds of places and things that they can do.
Medical Detectives is part of the Project Lead the Way curriculum, a feeder to the biomed program at the high school. One of the things that I really enjoy about this class is that it does expose the students to a number of different medical careers and give them ideas that there are numerous potential career opportunities for somebody in the medical field.
I would definitely recommend the class for someone who has interest in medical sciences, and you'll learn a lot about the brain, vital signs, and just all around a lot about science.
Classes that we're offering here with Project Lead the Way, it allows them to have those real world problems where they're able to connect with each other, connect across soft skills that they're able to develop and work through those problems together. And so within our school, within our district, we provide lots of different opportunities for students to learn, to grow. And so that's what our goal here is at Barren County Middle School, is to empower students through our learning opportunities.
Russellville Lady-Panthers average just under 22 points a game. They give up 68.3. They shoot 25.6% from the field. They've made 34 threes on the year, 21.5%. 48.6% of the foul line. That's 54 out of 111 attempts. 19.6 rebounds a game. The Trojanettes are averaging 54.6 points a game, giving up 40.3. They shoot 43% of the field. They've made 43 threes, 30% from behind the arc. It's just under 3 threes a game. 65.7% of the foul line and 28.5 rebounds a game. The starting lineups are being introduced. Russellville has already been introduced. They're in black uniforms with gold numbers and letters, gold stripes down the sides, RVK across the front of their jerseys. And the Barren County Trojanettes in their home white uniforms. Trojanettes across the front of their jerseys, burgundy and gold trim. And we are set to go here on a Tuesday night, and a bigger crowd than what we had last night for the Trojans against the Bluegrass Blazers.
You expect just a little bit bigger crowd for a boy-girl doubleheader than when the two crowds get split among different zip codes.
Mm-hmm. Barren County 12-4, Russellville 1-14. Their only win over Caverna back on December the 11th, 45-33. Barren County heavily favored in this game tonight. We talked about the lopsided margins and the Russellville losses earlier. Abby Varney, the jump circle for Barren County. It's Marley Mason for Russellville. And this is the German-American Bank first quarter of action. And the tap controlled by Russellville. And going in for a shot, going to have a traveling violation on Higgins. Higgins is actually the leading scorer of this basketball team. She's a senior and averaging just 8 points a game. Katie Elmore. I guess a 2-3 Russellville zone. Varney out top to Atkinson, swings it left side. There's a backdoor pass. It's Varney, the baseline fakes, goes under, splits the defenders, and puts it in.
Unique look at that one. She knew she couldn't get all the way to the rim off the lob pass, so she backed it out, caught it at about 6 feet, then made a move off the bounce.
Poindexter with it out front for Russellville. Dribbles off to the left side. Wants to drive. She's cut off by Elmore. And trying to reverse it back out. Almost knocked away by Gerald, and a pass over to Penrod. Now Penrod takes it to the right wing, bounces it out to Kimbrough. Kimbrough around the top of the horn, taking it left side, throws it up on the run. It comes up short, and the rebound comes off to Atkinson. Long pass down the floor. Elmore goes under and puts it in.
We're going to get a ton of layups tonight, fast break style, and it's going to be up to us to set the pace.
Yep.
If we throw over top and get easy layups, we're probably not going to get a whole lot out of the game. So at some point, you might even have to pull it out and run a little offense just to work on some things.
Mm-hmm. Comes out top to Mason, takes it off to the right side, off a screen, has it slapped over hands and stolen by Abby Varney. Varney pushing it down the floor. Bounce pass off the right side. Atkinson back to Varney. She'll try it for three. It is off the mark. And a rebound tapped underneath. Strange puts it up. No good. Got her on rebound. Back up and a foul. Foul will be on Mason. Her first foul of the quarter against the Russellville Lady-Panthers. Taylor Strange, a 62% foul shooter. And the first of two on the way comes off.
I like to see Abby letting that fly early. And I've said over and over that I think we're going to have to build a couple more confident shooters throughout. And this is a perfect game to let it fly and with really no repercussions if you miss it. But on the flip side, you could definitely build some confidence if you see if you go in.
Right. Strange hits the second of the two. It's 5-0 now, Barren County. 6.5 to go, first quarter. With it out front is Kimbrough. She's guarded by Atkinson. She's picked up her dribble, needs some help. And you have to do something with it. And it's picked up by Elmore. Elmore taking it left side. Goes into the corner. Out to Geralds for a three. It's off the mark. Rebound Varney. Varney turns, shovels it in there to Strange. Right elbow shot won't go. Rebound Geralds has it stolen away. And here comes Russellville on the attack. It's Poindexter driving to the bucket. Has it blocked by Varney. And it's going to go off Poindexter and out of bounds. She was already out of bounds. Barren County's basketball, 6:05 to play. First quarter, leading 5-0 as Katie Elmore brings it across the timeline. Russellville stays in the 2-3 zone. Around to the right side, they dump it down into Varney. Shot off the window and in.
Taylor Strange really set a screen to clear the lane, and the pass was delivered. So all she had to do was throw it off the window for our third field goal.
And that's the People's Bank shot for Abby Varney. 7-0 now, Barren County. Kimbrough out to Penrod. Penrod guarded by Geralds. Out front, needs some help. Pivoting around, trying to find somewhere to go. Ball gets knocked loose at midcourt across the way, out of bounds. They're going to give it back to the Lady-Panthers.
Yeah, and Ashley kicked that one out of bounds. We couldn't go corral it, but you see right now, very early on, they just have a lot of trouble handling the basketball, and if we pressure any whatsoever.
And there's a pass sailing over the head of Russellville's Marley Mason. Out of bounds to the Trojanettes. Again, they lost their top four scorers from last year, including one that transferred to Franklin Simpson, that being Larisha Cawthorn.
Completely different team than we saw last year.
Varney fakes a three, drives in, bounce pass in underneath. There's a shot put up and in. Taylor Strange getting the bucket to push it out to a 9-0 lead.
Like to see the assisted buckets from the Trojanettes.
Out front with it is Poindexter. She's guarded by Elmore. Cuts back to the right, and then cuts back to the left, penetrating in the lane, goes into traffic. Ooh. Foul on Atkinson.
I thought she actually did a good job not reaching because she knew she had help. She drove her right into the help, and the official didn't see it the way we did, and we'll get free throws out of it from Black.
Poindexter, a 46% foul shooter. The first one good.
Sorry, number change. That's Poindexter.
Yeah, she was number 3 on the roster, and they switched to 2 tonight. I think that's what we had a little confusion with there at the starting lineup. Second shot is on the way. It comes up short. Rebound to Varney. Trojanettes on the attack. Varney angles off left, gives it off to Elmore. Elmore circles around, goes into the paint, gives it out to Atkinson, right of the circle. Atkinson working around to the left side. Here's a lob over the head of Geralds and out of bounds.
Tough angle there, maybe forced it just a little bit. You take a couple more dribbles over to the left, and that pass becomes much easier. But still, just our first turnover.
4:34 to go. Katie Murphy getting ready to check in for the Trojanettes. 5'6" senior. Trying to penetrate. Poindexter almost lost it there, and her teammate picked it up, threw it up from a 17-foot shot. No good. Varney with a rebound. On the run with it. The Trojanettes take it all the way to the hoop. Goes under and puts it in. 11-1. Barren County, 4:10 to play here in the first quarter. Shelby Bird is going to check in as well, a 5'6" freshman here at the next break. About half the quarter gone. Russellville with the basketball. Kimbrough takes it to the left side and then falls down. Ball gets scooted out, and it's Elmore firing it up to Varney, going in for the left-handed layup. It's good.
Good job of Katie scooping it out of there and looking up immediately, knowing she had somebody leaking out. Another point off turnover, their fourth from Russellville, and another fast break opportunity. Haven't had to set it up in the half court very many times tonight. A lot of our points off layups.
Yeah. 3:49 to go here in the first quarter. Barren County 13, Russellville 1. As Russellville calls the 30-second timeout.
We talked about Russellville. They've struggled all year. They only average about 5 points a quarter, and when you're only making less than 8 field goals a game, you're making less than 2 field goals each quarter. It becomes tough. And what they were used to last year is basically everybody they relied on, they don't have anymore. So people have had to step up, take new roles, and there's a learning process there. You might not have expected to lose who would have been your returning player, who's now playing for a top 10 team in the state in Franklin.
Yeah.
But stuff happens now in high school basketball. It's the way it is. So they've had to adapt, and it's just not been the way they wanted it to go so far.
Katie Murphy on the home court for the first time this season for the Trojanettes. Checking into the lineup, Shelby Bird also in. Here's a long three that's off the mark. They just kind of threw it up there from about 22 feet. Murphy has it, sends it over to Elmore in the corner to Bird. Bird sends it back over to Murphy. Left wing three, short off the left side of the rim. Ball slapped away out of bounds, and they're going to give it to Russellville.
Katie's going to ease back into it. She's kind of under strict instructions. You might have seen the old Katie really go after that loose ball. She's kind of under strict instructions not to do that, not to put herself in positions right now until she feels a little bit more comfortable. But one of the things she does is she's going to bring some of that three-point shooting back to the table. We missed a little bit. She was short there, but that's something that's going to come and help our team.
Right. Kimbrough with it out front for Russellville. So we're down to about 3 minutes to go here in the first quarter. 13-1 Trojanettes. Ball stolen away. It's Bird out in front of the pack, takes it to the basket and puts it in.
Shelby jumped right in the passing lane and was actually probably surprised that it hit her right in her hands, but she took it and converted.
And it's 15-1 Trojanettes. 2:47 to go, opening quarter. Poindexter walks it up over the timeline. Bounce pass left, almost knocked away and stolen by Murphy. Out there with it is Kimbrough. Long three again is short, misses everything, and it goes out of bounds. Addison McFall checking into the Trojanet lineup, a 5'4" sophomore, number 23.
One thing that's going to happen is we're going to get deep into the bench tonight. For sure, everybody's going to get an opportunity to get out there, and they continue to throw that 2-3 zone at us, and we're going to get some opportunities to knock down some shots tonight.
Shelby Bird on the left wing, out top to Murphy in the middle. Strange, right side McFall for a three. It is coming off the back iron, and rebound inside. Strange goes back up, no. Atkinson fighting for the rebound, out of bounds to the Trojanettes.
A couple looks at it there, but one thing we're doing is we're definitely battling underneath and continuing to have multiple looks each possession if we miss on the first one.
Murphy will throw it out to Atkinson deep on the right side. And she'll go in the middle there to Bird. The ball gets slapped away out of bounds. Trojanettes will keep it on the left baseline. 2:10 to go. First quarter, 15-1, Barren County. Murphy to trigger it in. Sends it out top to McFall. Now McFall on the dribble. Back to Murphy on the right wing. Looking. Cross-court pass back to Bird. In the traffic. Puts it up and in on the runner.
You know, you're taught anymore against the zone to stay more around the perimeter, but it's natural for you to see an opening and just go and dive towards the rim. Katie did a good job finding Shelby cutting, and she made one move and laid it in on a runner.
And it's 17-1 now. Trojanettes a minute 44 to go first quarter. So the ball comes out to Rayleigh Roberts, who's in the ball game now, 5'6" senior for the Lady-Panthers. They bounce it out now to Mason. The ball almost got away from her. Now Mason on the dribble against Taylor Strange. Picks up her dribble, gets rid of it over to Poindexter. Poindexter gets cut off by McFall. The bounce pass down low, working against Strange. Put up, no good. Rebound Atkinson. Minute 15 left in the quarter. Bounce pass left side Murphy. In the corner to Bird. Now Bird will send it back over the right side. It is McFall down low. Strange trying to post up. Puts it up and in.
Really good ball movement. You're not going to get a whole lot of fouls called tonight, rightly so. She had to fight through that contact and put it up off the window to give it a chance and got it in.
19-1. 54 seconds to go here in the quarter. Poindexter with it. Left side, it goes to Roberts. Roberts out top now, goes through the hands of Higgins, had to go chase it down. Higgins dribbling with the left hand, picks up her dribble, goes left side with it over to Mason. Mason down to 35 seconds to go in the quarter. They work it to the right side, Penrod with it. Out top, Poindexter fakes, drives left of the lane, and flips up the shot over her shoulder. Got kind of lost her footing there. And taken by McFall. Gives it over to Atkinson with 20 seconds to play.
See if we can get a good 3 look, maybe to end the quarter here off a skip pass.
McFall, right side. Atkinson back over to Murphy on the left. Back to Atkinson, right side. McFall, cross-court pass. Here's Murphy. She'll fire it up. 3-pointer. No, it's short. Rebound Atkinson back up and in. And Atkinson gets her first 2 as the quarter comes to a close.
Good look and did it with enough time to get a putback.
After 1, it is Barren County 21, Russellville 1. We'll be back after this break. Trojanet basketball on 104.7 The Score.
I'm super proud of what we've been able to build in the last few years in our program. Our goal has always been to set students up for success. But what this does is I think it is a game changer because it creates that next step of connections for students to what we're doing in the curriculum and allows them to really see hands-on what nobody else gets to see.
I've absolutely loved the past 4 years being in biomed. I have got so many wonderful opportunities and has prepared me so much for my future.
I really feel like our rigorous curriculum really prepares them for med school, physical therapy school, pretty much any graduate medical degree. Our table is a great asset. It's really just a really good supplement to help their learning.
Barren County High School is very fortunate to offer multiple career pathways. The biomedical pathway is just one of those, but our focus is always to have students hands-on experience that prepare them directly for the career that they're going to have when they graduate.
Trojanettes leading the Russellville Lady-Panthers as we start our Southern States Glasgow Co-op second quarter. Jay Turner with Robert Bauer, Todd Belcher, our producer. Barren County's basketball to start the second. Katie Elmore, Katie Murphy, Shelby Bird, Addison McFall, and Riley Wilson start the second period for Coach Piper Lindsay.
Shot the ball really well in that first quarter, 10 of 18. Russellville didn't have a field goal.
They dump it down to Bird. She gets posted up down low, and they come back out to McFall. McFall trying to set it up, can't penetrate. Loops it over to Murphy in the corner. Bird. Diagonal pass out to McFall, right of the lane. In the corner goes to Elmore. Elmore sends it back over to Murphy, swings it in the left corner now to Bird. Bird drives in, throws it up under contact, and a foul called against Russellville. 21, that's Mason, her second, team's first of the second quarter. Shelby Bird, who averages 9.3 points a game, has already scored a couple of field goals here in this one. 64% foul shooter on the season, the first of 2, good. 22-1. And a change in the lineup as they bring Kimbrough back in for Russellville. Second shot for Shelby Bird on the way, good again. 23-1. Trojanettes. Poindexter brings it up court for Russellville. That goes off right side, dribbles it almost to the corner. Back out it comes to Kimbrough. Kimbrough with a left-handed dribble. Now picks it up, gives it out to Roberts. Gives back to Poindexter, launches up a 3, it's no good. Rebound to Riley Wilson, hands it off to Katie Murphy. Left side it goes to Shelby Bird. Bird gives to Elmore, back to Murphy. In the corner, McFall fakes a 3, moves in. The shot too strong off the glass. Rebound comes off to Penrod for Russellville. Little over a minute gone here in the second quarter. Barren County 23-1. As they get rid of it to Roberts. Roberts takes it to the right side off the screen, falls down. Ball is thrown away, but picked up there by Penrod. Penrod goes down low, knocked away from behind by Bird. She gives it to McFall. McFall down the middle. Off it goes to Elmore, out to Bird. 3 if it goes. It does.
First one we've knocked down. We shot 5 in the first quarter. That's a lot for us, but we finally knocked down our 6th one.
First, the People's Bank three-point shots for Barren County tonight, 26-1. 6:10 to go. Ball slapped away, stolen. It's McFall taking it to the basket, puts it up and in.
Good job keeping her defender behind her. She got pushed in the back, but again, we're not going to get a ton of foul calls with a 27-point lead.
No.
But she kept her defender behind her to really take her out of the play after she stole it from her.
28-1, Barren County. 5:52 to go in the first half. Comes out to Roberts. Circles around to the right. Gets cut off there by Murphy. Now out top it comes to Kimbrough. Kimbrough, left side of the key. Leaves it with Poindexter. Back to Kimbrough. Trying to drive around Bird. Throws up the shot. It's no good, but a foul. Foul is on Shelby Bird. Her first foul of the second quarter. At the line for Russellville is Madison Kimbrough, a 44.5% foul shooter. First one is up, and it is no good. Chrissy Higgins checking back into the Russellville lineup for Coach Orlando Hayden. As Roberts goes out. Glasgow leading Warren East. Girls 11-10 after the first period on the Coca-Cola scoreboard. Second shot goes through for Kimbrough. 28-2. Barren County, 5.5 minutes to go in the second. Katie Gerald's back in the ball game now. On the high post, and a nice feed down underneath to Wilson from Hannah Bragg.
Textbook, absolutely textbook, high-low, caught it high, kept it high, and pinned and sealed the defender off for the easy layup.
30-2. Abby Varney and Katie Elmore, three by Poindexter, knocked the bottom out of it.
Their
first field goal of the ball game. 5 minutes to go in the first half. 30-5. Got Varney, Elmore, Bragg, Wilson, and Gerald's on the court right now for Barren County. Russellville 2-3 zone. High post, Bragg feeds it down low. Wilson going up. She's fouled this time.
Absolutely the same play, but couldn't get the layup because of the foul. Hold Russellville without a field goal for the first 11 minutes of the basketball game, and you know you're not going to hold a team without a field goal for much longer than that.
Yeah. That was on Sane Olivia. 5'7" junior just checked in. Here's Wilson's first free throw, good. Riley Wilson, a 5'10" sophomore. Makes it 31-5. One more for Riley Wilson on the way. Good again. 32-5 the score. 4:48 to go here in the first half. Russellville with the basketball as Poindexter brings it up. Barren County will set up at a 2-3 zone. Poindexter on the dribble to the left. Bounce pass in the corner to, I believe that's Higgins. Poindexter just standing there dribbling the basketball.
Yeah, we're content to let her do that. Just sit back in the zone.
On the left elbow, here's a shot, no good for Higgins. Rebound comes off to Riley Wilson. Almost threw it away, but Elmore there to grab it. Feeds it down to Bragg. She puts it up and in.
She could have thrown it a little bit earlier, but that would have caused Hannah to put down a couple dribbles, catch it awkwardly, and have to make a play. She let her get set right in front of the rim. Then she delivered the assisted bucket for another layup.
34-5. We're down to 3:52 to play here in the first half. And
timeout, Russellville.
Timeout by Russellville with 3:49 to go. And this will be a 30-second timeout. When you can't get to the games to follow Barren County Trojan and Trojanette basketball, you now have all these options to listen or watch the games live. You can listen on air at 12:30 a.m. and 104.7 FM. Listen and watch at 104thescore.com. You can listen and watch at the 104 The Score app on your smartphone. You can watch on youtube.com/BCHS Live. And you can also watch the games on EPB Channel 19 or SCRTC Channel 97. There's lots of options in listening and or watching Barren County High basketball from 104 The Score.
How about this updated score? Franklin leads Allen County Scottsville at the end of the first quarter in our girls game, 29-10.
29-10.
You gave the Glasgow score.
Yeah, 11-10, Glasgow over Warren East.
We play Allen the 5th, boys-girl doubleheader, and then we play Glasgow this Friday night. So that's our last two district games to kind of settle everything out.
Right.
Boys in the driver's seat.
Yep.
Girls also for the 1 seed, but need a little help to get it secured.
Three-pointer miss from the top of the key from Chrissy Higgins. Varney with a rebound, goes underneath. Elmore falls down, but got the shot to go down. 36-5. Higgins with it for Russellville. Right side is Kimbrough. Cross-court pass comes left over to Penrod, and it's stolen away. Katie Elmore all the way to the bucket, lays it up. It is good.
Job by Elmore. We're getting out in the passing lane a little bit. I said earlier that we were going to be forced to create the tempo tonight. So we've got a choice. We can either set back and just let them throw the ball around, or we can really pressure the passing lanes, pressure the ball, and force them into those turnovers.
Three-point try, no good for Russellville. Ball is loose on the floor, picked up by Poindexter, goes up, blocked by Strange and out of bounds. Russellville will keep it with 2:55 to play here in the first half. Barren up by 33.
Need a bucket.
You don't have a running clock in the first half?
You don't, but you'll get it for the whole
start the second half, yeah. Here's a three-point try, no good. Russellville gets the offensive rebound off the missed shot from Higgins, and then Poindexter tried to go up and had it blocked by Atkinson, but there to grab it was Penrod. Here's another three-point attempt, no good for Poindexter. Atkinson with a rebound for the Trojanettes. 2.5 left here in the second quarter. Elmore out front with it.
Got to get somebody in the middle of that zone and see what we can do to let them work a little bit.
Yeah, that pass a little too high for Atkinson. It goes out of bounds.
Got to turn over each quarter.
Katie Murphy back in the ball game.
One turnover each quarter is really good. Russellville has 8 for the game.
Yeah. Coming back in for the Lady-Panthers is Marley Mason. She'll replace Penrod. 2:19 to go here in the first half, 38-5. Coming up at halftime, we'll talk with Highsville principal Jonathan DeVore. Bounce pass in the left corner. Back around is deflected, but loose at midcourt, out of bounds. Russellville's ball.
And those are the kind of plays that it's hard to describe on the radio, but if you're watching on TV, those are the kind of plays that in March, Katie Murphy's going to go get and going to turn into a layup. She knows right now to be conservative and not give it a go, especially when you got a 33-point lead.
Right. Poindexter. Bounce pass over to Roberts. That's Roberts back in the game. Bad pass. Atkinson feeds it up court. Here's Varney going under and puts it in.
That was a tough catch. You had to kind of come back over top of a Russellville defender, but threw it up, so only Abby could really go get it.
40-5. Poindexter slings it over to Roberts. Back out to Poindexter.
Got that running clock now.
Yeah. Comes left side over to Roberts. Cross-court pass picked off. It's Varney with it. Varney pushing it down the floor. Off to the left side. Gerald's fires and hits on the left baseline.
Didn't think about it. Just let it fly, and we've all of a sudden made our last 7 field goals.
42-5. Poindexter fires up an air ball out of bounds.
Speaking of running clock, I think the Kentucky High School Athletic Association put in the Jay Turner rule. They have changed the football running clock to 35.
I saw that.
You've asked them to do that for 2 or 3, 4 years. They finally heard
my request is finally going through.
That's right.
Yeah. It's a pass deflected in the lane, picked up by Roberts, gives it off now to Kimbrough. 48 seconds to play here in the first half. Working inside, almost a steal by Murphy. They get into the lane and a jump ball. Possession arrow going back to the Lady-Panthers with 43.7 left. Kimbrough will toss it in for Russellville. Kimbrough looking. One-handed pass comes out to Poindexter, fakes the three, drives it, and trying to force things there. Had it knocked away, but Roberts picks it up for Russellville down to 35 seconds to play. Now goes left side with it. A 3 ball in the air. It's no good. Coming off with it is Varney. Down to 25 seconds to play. Off to Atkinson. Atkinson top of the key. Right side Murphy. Back to Atkinson. Bounce pass left to Varney. Back to Atkinson. Back over to Murphy. Back to Atkinson. 12 seconds to go. Atkinson, top of the key. Bounce pass over to Murphy. She'll fire it up. 3-ball. Got it.
Good. We tried to set that up at the end of the first quarter. We did it again there in the second, and Katie knocked it down for a 40-point halftime advantage.
A desperation shot from midcourt falls short. 45-5 here at halftime. We'll return after this break on 104 The Score.
It's not about having kids know content knowledge, like, hey, I memorized this order of things, or I know that. It's actually basically like a knowledge acquisition process. Do I know how to get knowledge? Do I know how to research? What's my question? How do I know when I've learned this? How do I know when I'm ready to go to the next thing? So for them in the STEAM process, what we look at is, what's our question first? What are we trying to accomplish? What's our goal when it's all said and done? I try to have models for the kids. We discuss things. We look at examples from the real world, and ultimately in the end, they have to figure out the engineering process for themselves. I'll provide them with materials. I'll provide them with instruction, even some direction, but ultimately in the end, they have to build these things, and that's the kind of real world stuff they're going to have to work through. That stuff will take them far beyond what they learn here. It's all about trying things, taking risk, and then applying what you've learned in a classroom to what you do in life, and then being able to develop techniques that you can use outside these walls.
For me, favorite thing to teach is just anything coding. I guess if I'm picking something specific, it would be JavaScript. That's just my first programming language that I learned, and it's just, I don't know, I feel like there's so many fun things that we can do with that. For outcomes, just seeing any students like continue in the field, even students prior that I've seen like go on to working in different software development jobs, and I even get to like bring them back in after and be guest speakers to my other students, is just so, I feel like such an awesome thing to get to have and get to see.
It's definitely not what you think it is. There's a lot of different people. You meet a lot of different people with a lot of different perspectives. It's really a community, and you're kind of there to just help each other.
Just this career, like pathway in general, not just like the pathway here, but just this career, I feel like can be a great opportunity. The flexibility that comes with it, and obviously the pay, that's just something that's great for anyone that's interested in it.
Here at intermission, Barren County led 21-1 at the end of the first and outscored the Lady-Panthers 24-4 in the second quarter. Jonathan DeVore is the principal, Heistville Elementary, first year. How's the first year gone for you, sir?
First year has been very exciting. Getting started with a new school and learning the students is just a great. What I've learned is that it's a great family atmosphere at Heistville. Everybody takes care of everyone. The students are just so kind every single day. It's a great place to be. Our motto is, where only the best is good enough, and I truly believe that.
Nestled in northeastern Barren County. And how many students you got this year?
This year, we've actually had an increase in our preschool, which has brought our numbers up to 322.
Wow, okay.
So we're doing pretty good.
I know you got a lot of stuff to talk about. Go right at it here.
Yeah, our KSA scores this year, it's not a big improvement. We had a lot of growth and actually achieved the green status. We were one of the top in the district on our scores from last year from our Kentucky Summit of Assessments earlier or in the spring of last year. So we're looking to improve on that this year. We've started some new programs with our math curriculum with some of our teachers that have never taught math, that are getting a fresh start, trying something new, looking at it. We're also including some new reading programs, 95-4, which has been a big success for a lot of our students. It works on phonics, as well as the Lexia program, which is an online platform that our students can use at home. I spoke earlier about our preschool numbers being up. That is preschool is such a wonderful thing to get involved in. You're never prepared for preschool until until you get everybody in there, and just learning those kids and seeing their growth. Our teachers have worked really hard to get 3 different types of groups going on so that our kids are really learning and separating throughout the day and then coming back together and just really practicing together. One cool thing that has happened this fall is Barren Beyond the Bell, our 21st Century program, has set up a daycare actually at Heistville.
Okay.
I think Heistville, Austin Tracy, I think Eastern is getting one right now. It's actually been quite a success. I think right now we've got 10 kids in that program that come in, everything from 6 months old to school age. We've got some employees kids as well as community kids, which is a great program for our families. Some cool things we've got going on also is our 6th grade. When I walked into the building, I was going through everything, and I noticed that we had a newsroom back in the back, and we've started that up this year, which has been Ms. Julie Pettigo has headed that up with our 6th graders and has really done a wonderful job of getting our kids involved with it. They make monthly broadcasts. She's already got a lot of great ideas for next year. Of course, Ms. Pettigo is also doing our STEAM program. She's got some 3D printing going on with just about every grade. They've made bookmarks recently with 3D printers, and they're also working on coding with robots. So
wow,
that's a big difference. Of course, you know me in archery. I've been with the middle school and high school program with archery. So whenever I started, I was like, who wants to do archery? And our SRO is like our SRO, who also helps in our Barren Beyond the Bell, Mr. Mark Johnson. He said, hey, that sounds pretty good. So he got certified this summer. And he is also our archery coach. They do that on Mondays and Wednesdays at the middle school or at Highsville.
You used to be at the middle school.
I know. I got to work on that. I've almost answered the phone a few times of saying Barren County Middle School, but instead I correct it real quick.
Yeah.
Mr. Johnson also helps out with our wellness center. We have a state-of-the-art fitness center that we work with kids that are nine years and older. Usually our 4th, 5th, and 6th grade, we try to get in there and work with them quite a bit. We got a play coming up this spring. Mr. Luke Davis and several of our students are doing Rock and Roll Forever. That's something to look forward to. Our Governor's Cup, that it's actually next Tuesday and next Saturday will be going on. We've also got Junior Beta. They competed last weekend before all the snow happened. We came back on Monday and got home safely, but our kids really enjoyed their time there competing. We got our greenhouse starting soon, and one big improvement this year has been our attendance. Our kids are at school and having a great time, so that's
wow, that's great.
It's been wonderful.
A lot of things going on in Cardinal country, I can tell.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Jonathan, good to see you.
Thank you very much.
And good luck to you this semester, too. It's the school year has really flown by when you take a look at it. So
yes.
Good luck to you.
Thank you very much.
Good to see you.
Thank you.
Mr. DeBoer, who's the principal at Highsville Elementary. We'll come back and take a look at some scoring and stats after this break on 104 The Score.
I really like the hands-on aspect because I have several students, particularly this year, being that we do have such large gaps from our COVID time, that are having some trouble with reading. They struggle to do that. So when we do the hands-on and they're able to see the models and to watch me do it, that is taken completely out of the equation, and it gives them the confidence to really shine and do all these smaller tasks.
Building that foundation of how students can use science, technology, engineering, arts, and math, making those connections with the classroom teachers and what they're doing in their classrooms as well. And sometimes they don't have the time to do those project-based type things. In our STEAM lab, they're able to do that. And then also with our project Lead the Way, students are really thinking about how to build and solve real-world problems, presented with scenarios, and then they have to problem solve and come up with solutions as a team. And so we're really excited about laying that foundation here at Temple Hill this year.
Hey, son, what you doing?
Daddy, I'm going to own a dealership one day.
All right, I'll dream with you.
From one small dream to over 25 dealerships in the state of Kentucky, we have set out to provide Kentuckians with reliable vehicles and the best customer service for over 50 years. This may have started with a simple dream, but our dedication to our customers will go on for generations.
I have been taking ag class since my 8th grade year. In 8th grade, I was able to be the BCMS FFA secretary, and that's when I first started falling in love with FFA and ag classes. It has made me such a better public speaker. Before FFA, I was scared to get up on the stage and give a speech or even perform with the drama club. But now it has helped me become a better speaker, a better leader, a better server as well, because FFA is also very service-based, and it really has helped me come out of my comfort zone.
45-5 in the Extreme Cheer halftime report. Russellville only had one field goal the entire first half. That was a 3 by Jada Poindexter. She had 4 of the 5 points, 1 of 2 at the line, the other point coming from Madison Kimbrough. Trojanettes had 10 different players to score in the first half. 10 from Abby Varney, 9 from Shelby Bird, 6 from Katie Elmore, 5 from Taylor Strange. A 3-pointer for Katie Murphy. Katie Gerald's had 2, and Ashley Atkinson 2. Addison McFall and Hannah Bragg both with 2, and 4 points for Riley Wilson.
I had us 19 of 28 in the first half, 68%. We were 9 of 10 by my stats in the second quarter of alone. 2 of 7 from 3 for just 29%. So that's something we want to see a little bit better, but there's not a whole lot on here to complain about. Just 3 turnovers, out-rebounded them 20-4, forced them into 10 turnovers, and they were just 1 of 16 from the field. So obviously a dominating performance, and the reason you won't see the starters probably in the second half is they're not even starting the second half,
right,
as we will start, again, the second half with a running clock.
Yeah. Shelby Bird, Addison McFall, Riley Wilson, Hannah Bragg, and Mahala Burton's going to start the second half. 5'7", 8th grader for the Trojanettes. Score on the Coca-Cola scoreboard. Glasgow trailing Warren East now in the girls' game, 26-16.
Franklin Simpson up 44-17 over Allen at the half. Bowling Green only up 5, 24-19 over Warren Central at the half. That one's a surprising one to me.
Yeah. Skip pass, Burton fakes a 3, drives in, throws up a 6-footer that's short, and the rebound comes off to Mason. Russellville bringing it up court, 45-5, a running clock for the remainder of this basketball game for the entire second half. It will go by quick. Poindexter cut off by McFall. She blocks a shot on her, and then Poindexter comes up with a basketball. She was trying to throw it off the leg of McFall there, but couldn't find her. Now here's Higgins out to Penrod, and Penrod takes it right side, back out to Poindexter. Again, Russellville 1-14, ranked last in the 4th region, averaging about 22 points a game. They only got 5 in this one. And here's a 3-pointer that is launched. It's good by Penrod.
The 2 threes that they've thrown in haven't really looked that bad. They are now 2 of 10 from 3.
45-8. Burton on the high post. Bragg going to the basket is Wilson, and she's fouled. Foul on Mason. That's number 3 on her. First of the third quarter. Here in the Farmers RECC Jackie Browning second half. The third quarter sponsored by Southern States Glasgow Co-op. Riley Wilson at the line. She made a pair back in the second quarter. First of 2 on the way. Short this time.
I think what we've done really well against that zone tonight is get the ball to the middle and distribute.
Mm-hmm.
It's not necessarily get the ball to the middle, just turn and shoot. We turn and see what we have, and we've gotten a better shot each time we've thrown a pass.
And the second shot missed by Wilson. Poindexter against McFall, swipes it away from her, and then the ball goes out of bounds. It'll stay with the Lady-Panthers. 45-8, Barren County. Penrod on the right baseline, gets it in play. It's Higgins going to launch it up for another 3-point attempt. It's no good. Ball slapped out. Wilson grabs it, gives to McFall. McFall takes it left side, gives to Bird. Bird sends it out to Burton. Now Burton goes back to the right side of the Bird on the high post. Bragg dumps it down low. Wilson puts it in.
That's another example of what I just talked about. That high-low has worked really well tonight.
47-8, just under 6 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Poindexter with the basketball, right side, threw it right at the feet of her teammate, picked up by Hannah Bragg on the turnover. Burton feeds it down to Bird underneath. Wilson puts it in.
Shelby asking Mahala for it, caught it in traffic, and made a strong pass across the lane for another Trojanette layup.
49-8. Poindexter reversing back to the left side against McFall. Bounces it off, stolen away by Burton. Throws it down the court. Here's Bird going under, laid it up and in. 11 points for Shelby Bird.
The look-aheads, getting the ball up, throwing it ahead, and we're finishing layups. Timeout here, Russellville. Oh,
well,
I don't know.
Well, I don't know if that was a shot or a pass. That came from like 35 feet out in the Bobby Steenberg and Court logo.
I thought he was calling them over here just to, how they get the ball out the side and call timeout. But he didn't call timeout, and she just launched the shot, like you said, from, I don't know. That was weird.
Russellville in the 2-3 zone defensively. McFall, bounce pass right side, Burton. Trying to go it down in there to Bird. Grabbed it, gives it back to Burton on the baseline. Hooks it in the lane, and it's Wilson trying to go up with the shot. Bragg gets the ball out of the air, throws it back up too strong, and the ball goes off of Russellville and out of bounds underneath. Burton set to toss it in. Comes in the corner to Bragg, out to McFall. Back in the corner. Burton will launch it for three. It's no good. Ball tipped out. Higgins grabs it for Russellville. Higgins ahead up to Kimbrough. Kimbrough throws it up high, and a foul on the Trojanettes. This will be charged to Shelby Bird, her second personal, number 2 of the third quarter. Kimbrough, 1 of 2 at the line. The first of 2 is no good. She'll have one more. And she got that one. 51-9, 3:50 to play. And the ball gets loose, picked up by McFall over to Burton. Burton driving, going up for the basket. It's no good, and a rebound comes off to Mason, and a pass picked up by Bird. Bird will hold up now. Sends it over to Burton on the right side. Now Burton bounces down low. Here's Wilson, post up, throws it up high over the rim. Grabbed by Bird, though, on the left side. Now finds Burton going underneath. The shot goes up, no good. Foul on Russellville. Foul on Poindexter. Second foul of the quarter. Mahala Burton, 5'7", 8th grader. First free throw won't go. Burton for one more try. And it's on the way, and it's in there. So the 11th Trojanette to score in the basketball game, 52-9. Coming down to 3 minutes left to play in the third quarter. And there's the pass going too wide for Mason. It goes out of bounds.
This group may be done after this quarter, and we get the next 5 in to play the fourth quarter.
Yep. Ball comes into Bragg. She'll send it back over to Burton. Burton will get it across the line. Finds Bird on the left side of the lane. Now here's Bragg, free throw line. Shot good. Hannah Bragg with her second field goal. 54-9. 2.5 minutes to play to third. Long three from the right side comes up short. Bragg with a rebound. Off to McFall. Down court it goes to Bird. Feeds it underneath to Wilson. Has a shot blocked out of bounds by Kimbrough. And it will stay with the Trojanettes underneath. So we're going to get number 25, Reagan Griffiths, in the ball game, a 5'9" freshman. Number 22, Hannah Wilson, a 5'4" freshman. Burton sends it out to Wilson. There's McFall. Touch pass to Burton. Hooks it intended for Griffiths. It goes out of bounds. Went through her hands. 1:45 to play, third period. Poindexter with a basketball. Long bounce pass. Higgins. And slapped out of her hands by McFall, out of bounds. In front of the Russellville bench. Goes back to Higgins from Poindexter. And goes up the baseline. She's cut off in there. Gives it back out now to Mason. Now to Poindexter with 1:18 to play. Roberts out top. Penrod a three. Good.
How about they're all 3 field goals of threes?
Yep. And Penrod's made 2 of them. 54-12. 1:05 to go. Third period. McFall on the right side. Leaves it with Wilson. Riley Wilson out to Hannah Wilson. Hannah Wilson takes it left side, looking inside there, bounces it down to Burton. Burton hooks it off underneath. Here's Riley Wilson cutting to the basket, and she puts it in. 56-12. 42 seconds to go here in the third. Pass going down low. Mason had some trouble with it, and we're going to have a reach-in foul on McFall. Her first, team's third of the quarter. Coming in is Marley Russell, 5'4" freshman. Also in is number 5, Audrey Jones, a 5'3" freshman. Here's a three out of the right corner, no good. 23 seconds left to play here in the third period. Hannah Wilson with the basketball. Sends it to Burton. Burton at the left elbow, out to Jones, and she's gone for steps. And that'll probably about do it for the third quarter as the clock continues to run. They may try to get one shot at it here. Poindexter with 2 seconds. Mid-court shot is going to be off the front of the rim. That's it after three. It is Barren County 56, Russellville 12. We'll come back with the final 8 after this timeout on 104 The Score.
At the culmination of our pathways, students have the opportunity to go out into the community and to be able to co-op. It's through these experiences that kids get real life experience. They get to practice the skills that they learn in the class, hands-on.
I'm working here at Commonwealth Broadcasting Corporation, and it's just really awesome. I get to do lots of cool stuff like write commercials. I've voiced a couple commercials, and I just kind of help out with whatever anybody needs. My favorite part is getting to meet all the different kinds of people and also just getting opportunities like this co-op. It's really just been a wonderful learning experience.
Favorite part is just being able, instead of being in a classroom where you have to sit all day, you're doing your own work for something that you're actually interested in. I would recommend this course to other students just because it'll let them know if they would like to do this for a career.
Russellville's basketball as it comes into Poindexter. Running clock from the start of the third quarter. Poindexter off to the right side. Gets it out top now to Mason, round to the left side. Mason fires it down low as Poindexter posted up in there. Shot no good. Saved in bounds by Wilson, Hannah Wilson. Here comes Burton into the front court. Leaves it with Jones on the left side. Drives into the lane. Throws up the floater. It is no good. Rebound put back up and in by Griffiths. That is 58-12. Poindexter with it for Russellville. Angles off to the left side. In the corner goes to Roberts. Roberts sends it back out. It's Penrod going to launch up at three. It's off the mark this time. Barren County with the rebound as Hannah Wilson will hand it off out there to Burton. Burton working, goes left side, ball knocked away by Poindexter, out of bounds here at midcourt on the near side. Hannah Wilson will toss it in play. It comes out to Burton. Burton now working against Poindexter. Bounce pass right side over to Jones. Covered up by Roberts. Out top, Burton going to launch it. Three straight away. Got it. The People's three-point shot. That's number 3 of the night for Barren County. And it's 61-12. Penrod out to Roberts. Right side. Higgins fakes. Goes right side with it. A corner. 3-ball, no good. Rebound off to Marley Russell. Here comes Burton with it as we're down to almost the 6-minute mark here of the basketball game. Off the left side, it comes to Wilson. It's Hannah Wilson off the screen, drives in, goes under, puts it up. It's no good, but a foul. This foul will be on Mason. That's her 4th. Team's first, the fourth quarter. Hannah Wilson at the line.
Russellville only has 8 kids dressed out, so they don't really have many substitutes to change the flow of the game. We've almost done 3 whole line changes, though, haven't we? 3 different groups of players. Everybody gotten significant minutes, right?
Yeah. Hannah Wilson gets in the scorebook, and the second free throw is up, and it comes off the rim. Whistle, foul on the rebound. Going to put this one on Marley Russell. First foul of the fourth quarter. Now 13 Trojanettes have been put in the scorebook tonight. 62-12 as Poindexter tried to go up with the left hand, hit the bottom of the backboard. Thrown back up over the rim on the second attempt, and a foul on Russell once again, her second.
Timeouts, injuries, and free throws are the only things that will stop the clock. Well, sometimes.
Sometimes.
I don't think anybody's going to complain that it's still going.
To now. Free throw no good, and one more coming. For Aubrey Cross, who's in the game. Her second shot is no good. Rebound, Burton. Burton brings it across against Poindexter. Well, they've stopped the clock for a few seconds here. I think you can start the clock anytime now. Should be starting, should be rolling. 62-12. The score. Faded. Here's a layup that is good for Aubrey Jones. Audrey Jones now in the scorebook, number 14. So really the only player that has not scored is Marley Russell.
See if we can make that happen.
Yeah. 64-12. 4.5 minutes to play. Right side of Penrod. Out to Roberts. Roberts got a green shoe, or is that a yellow shoe, and a red shoe or a pink shoe? I'm colorblind. Here's a free throw shot up and in by Aubrey Cross.
Well, they average about 1 field goal a quarter, and that's what they've gotten tonight.
Yep. 64-14. Here's Burton, dumps it underneath. A shot put up and in. It's Jones for his second field goal. 66-14. Here's a three-point attempt, right wing, no good. And Jones with a rebound, had it smacked loose, but got it back, though, to midcourt. It's Russell. She gives it on the right side and down low. Russell, no good on the shot, and another shot attempt, good this time for Jones. Jones from about 10 feet away on the left-hand side. 68-14. 3:28 still to go. Poindexter, spin move, goes to the basket and puts it in. Poindexter, 6 of the 16 for Russellville. Barren County up by 52. It's 3:15 to play. Burton getting some pressure out there from Poindexter. Off to the right side, they go down and low, and here's a layup that's up and in for Hannah Wilson. 70-16.
Third group putting some points on the board.
14 points in the quarter. 2:52 to play. Higgins with it, long range right. Dribbles left, gives it out to Roberts. There's a pass over the head of Poindexter and out of or over the head of Cross. Coming in for Russellville now is Shira Holloway. Down to 2.5 to go. 70-16 Barren County. Of course, they were favored by 57, as we said in the pregame. They're almost there. 2:22 to play. Burton with the basketball. Left side. Bounces it down low. Working inside there. Here's a shot off the window and in for Marley Russell. So every Trojanette has scored tonight.
Good job getting her in position to score and threw it high off the window.
Long three. No good for Poindexter. Rebound comes off to Griffiths. He'll give it to Burton. Burton, long pass down to Jones. Jones throws it up. It is no good, but a foul. Foul on Roberts. And Audrey Jones, 6 points here in this quarter. At the line to put more points in the book. First one, good. 73-16. Second shot on the way, short. Ball slapped by Burton. Tried to get the rebound, couldn't retrieve it. Russellville's basketball. 1:42 left. This game taking just about an hour.
Yeah.
Higgins out to Roberts. Left side to Holloway. Back out to Roberts. Higgins will launch it from the right wing for three. It's good. Higgins, her first points.
3 field goals this quarter is an offensive barrage from them.
Yeah. 73-19. Pass goes out of bounds underneath the Barren County bucket. Somebody didn't break to the basket.
Yeah, a little miscommunication.
So 4 out of the 6 field goals for Russellville have been 3-point shots. 1 minute to play. 73-19. It's Aubrey Cross. Inside there, Poindexter going to be fouled by, let's see, who's it on? Russell? That's 3 on Russell. Third foul of the quarter, so it wasn't a shooting foul, so Russellville will take it out. Cross to put it in play. And chasing it down, it's going to come into the backcourt. It may have went out of bounds here mid-court on the near side. Couldn't see the line. 30 seconds to go. This one will be over.
Dribble this one out. Put another one in the win column for the Trojanettes and get a couple of days off before you play almost every day.
Comes out to Burton. Down to 15 seconds. Comes out to Hannah Wilson, top of the key. Over to Griffiths. Jones with it now. Down to 5 seconds to play. Burton will just dribble it out. Barren County will win it 73-19 over Russellville tonight. Trojanettes go to 13-4 of the year. Russellville drops to 1-15. 73-19, the final score. We'll be back with the post-game coverage in a moment on 104 The Score.
So this class is responsible for growing produce and flowers, hanging baskets, and different vegetables in our school greenhouse that we sell to the public. We also use the produce that's left over after our annual plant sale to grow here in our raised garden beds, and then we harvest that produce throughout the summer. And then all of that produce gets donated to the Barren County Reads and Feeds program here that we do within our school district.
Hey, son, what you doing?
Daddy, I'm going on a dealership one day.
All right, I'll dream with you.
From one small dream to over 25 dealerships in the state of Kentucky, we have set out to provide Kentuckians with reliable vehicles and the best customer service for over 50 years. This may have started with a simple dream, but our dedication to our customers will go on for generations.
What I really like about with Project Lead the Way and with the STEAM content that I get to teach is it makes those real world connections. It's allowing kids to put their brain in action. It's not that, we're not at that time in the game where we're sitting and getting and taking notes and content. It's taking that content and applying it to real world selections. And that's what Project Lead the Way is allowing us to do and create those opportunities. Those students that you have in the classroom that may struggle with that reading and math are thriving with this content because they're able to put solutions to problems and fix things that they wouldn't necessarily get in a normal math or reading classroom.
Just being able to figure out what didn't work and how to make it work and how to work through that process just in itself for you as a person is important, but also it builds those skills that are going to be necessary for each grade that follows us.
Trojanettes win it 73-19 over Russellville. Coach, that game took about an hour.
Wow, that was pretty quick. I mean, we got some really good looks, easy shots around the rim, and all that is because we moved the ball quickly and found the open person. You know, we knew we could get any shot we wanted at certain times, but we wanted a great shot as opposed to just a good shot. And I just feel like we worked the ball around and got some shots around the rim.
Yeah, and this is a game, I don't remember a time that every Trojanette scored. All 15 got in the scorebook.
Yeah, well, that's
kind of
pretty,
nice.
yeah, that's pretty
nice to
special.
have.
Which you know, we kind of knew there at the end, Marley hadn't scored yet, and so we kind of ran a little play for her, and that's another statement, I guess, or a testament to the girls. They don't care who scores, they don't care who gets the credit. For them to share the ball like that, as long as we're winning, and you know, everything's good.
Yeah. And it was good to see Katie Murphy, her first home game this season, getting a few minutes tonight. I know she played about 10 minutes last night at Logan County.
Yeah, you know, we're just kind of getting her feet wet, you know, getting her some spot minutes here and there, just kind of getting used to the flow of the game, and it sure is a joy to see her back out there, that's for sure.
It sure is. You know, I don't know when you're going to have time to practice with all these games coming up. You got Friday night, Glasgow, Monroe on Saturday night. You go to Bowling Green Monday. You've got Greenwood on Tuesday. And the list goes on and on. So you don't have – what do you do in between?
Yeah, I mean, well, we did have a big, long week off, and we I guess we had to practice. So we got to practice 2 times during that little snow break that we had. Honestly, we got to use these games as our practice, and that's one thing we tried to do tonight. We tried to run different sets. We tried to execute was one of our keys, I guess, tonight. And, we want to run our plays and run through them. You know, if we don't get the first option, let's get the second option. So basically, we just got to use these games to do that. We are going to take off tomorrow simply because we've got a long stretch. You know, we'll practice Thursday for a little while. Of course, our freshman JV will play over at Glasgow. But like I said, we just have to use our games as our practice time. They are. They're practice games still until, the end of February.
Yeah. I was looking here. We just got a score. Warren East was leading Glasgow by 13 after 3. And, of course, Glasgow is your next opponent, a team you won. I think it was 11. It was 11 points, 47-36. They pretty much, in between, Warren East is the only team they're going to be able to play before playing Barren again on Friday night. So
yeah, and again, we know kind of what they do. We're very familiar with what they do. Of course, they're really, really young, but gosh, they play hard and they can shoot it. They really can. But either way, we're going to have to continue to get better and do these little things. I thought we did a lot of good things tonight, but again, still got to do it on Friday.
Yeah. Coach, congratulations to you.
All right, Jay, thank
See you on Friday night.
All right.
Coach Piper Lindsay and the Trojanettes winning 73-19 over Russellville tonight to go to 13-4 on the year. Coach's comments brought to you by McDonald's. Enjoy a meal today at McDonald's on Smith Road. We'll continue in a moment as we get down the list of the post-game stats here. Brought to you by CPC Commodities, proven on our farm and made for yours. Barren County jumped out to a 21-1 lead at the end of the first quarter, extended that lead to 40 at halftime. It was 45-5, and then the starters did not play the entire second half. It was 56-12 after 3, 73-19 the final score. Russellville 6 field goals, 4 of those were threes. They were 3 of 8 from the foul line. 6 each for Chloe Penrod and Jada Poindexter, 3 for Chrissy Higgins, and 2 each for Madison Kimbrough and Aubrey Cross. For the Trojanettes tonight, all 15 got in the scorebook, 31 field goals, 3 3-pointers, and 8 of 14 from the foul line. I'll just start out at the top of the list here. Katie Murphy knocked down a 3 right before halftime. That was her points tonight. 10 for Abby Varney. Katie Elmore scores 6. Katie Gerald's had 2, 5 for Taylor Strange. 2 points for Ann Ashley Atkinson. Shelby Bird scored 11, so she was actually the leading scorer tonight. 2 points for Addison McFall. Hannah Bragg scored 4. Riley Wilson scored 10, so the Trojanettes actually had 3 players in double figures. Bird with 11, Varney with 10, Wilson with 10. And then Audrey Jones scored 7. Marley Russell with 2, Reagan Griffiths with 2, Hannah Wilson with 3, and Mahala Burton scores 4 with a 3-point shot and 1 of 2 from the foul line.
Well, just overall good game. Took care of business is the easiest way to say it. You shoot 66% tonight, 31 of 47, 3 of 9 from 3. Only turned it over 6 times and out-rebounded them 34-12. Held Russellville to 6 of 33 shooting, only 18% from the field, and as you said, they made 4 out of their 6 buckets from 3. They were 4 of 21, took 21 of their 33 shots from behind the arc. So that's a testament to our defense, just not really giving them anything, and they're having to fire it up from long distance. So good game. Piper gets a couple of practices with the girls next couple of days, and then a tough stretch. Glasgow over there, Monroe, Bowling Green, Greenwood. So Earl, it's just kind of what it is this time of the year. You want to back down practices anyway, but get Katie more worked in. Obviously, ready to see her back tonight. She played a little bit last night, but home court, and we didn't go down there last night. But so good to see her back, and I think she is going to do a really good job knowing her limitations, knowing what she can do, and kind of slowly work herself back in there with the help of the trainers, coaching staff, and everybody involved. So gear up for that stretch run, and good W tonight. Shift it over to the boys' side.
MVP of the game brought to you by Edward Jones financial advisor Jamie Harris.
How about 15 players that scored?
There you go. I'll agree with that one.
It's nice to see that second and third group of girls that don't get a ton of clock all coming in, getting the score column. So I like to see that. Really unselfish from everybody tonight. I don't keep assists, but I would say more of our buckets were assisted than they weren't tonight. Just a good team effort, and it's kind of a feel-good game is what tonight is when you're able to get the W in the fashion you did.
Yep. A big district game for the Trojanettes on Friday nights. They travel over to Glasgow, then Saturday night over to Topkinsville to take on Monroe County before we start another full week of basketball next week at Bowling Green on Monday, Greenwood here on Tuesday, Pulaski County here on Thursday. I think that's it for the girls. We'll talk about the guys when we come back. Trojans and the Panthers of Russellville. Game number 2 coming up next on 104 The Score.
Here at the Business Department, we offer 5 different career pathways: accounting, admin support, entrepreneurship, management, and marketing. We're also adding travel and tourism to our department also.
Name one career field that doesn't use business skills. You can't, because business skills translate across all careers.
Well, the FBLA and the business pathways are so much fun, and the teachers are amazing. Miss Wright, Miss Rush, and Miss Childress are like my moms at school, and they're awesome. I personally love the marketing pathway, and that's the pathway that I have completed. And so it's a lot of fun, and you get to do co-op your senior year if you've completed the pathway. My co-op is amazing, and I love it here. But the business pathway just has allowed me so many new opportunities to meet new friends. My best friends are in the business pathway, and I met them when I was freshman. And we have just completed this pathway together and had so much fun.
We start working all the way from kindergarten, and they start doing, if it's building the 3 Little Pigs houses and they have to build something and test it and all of these sorts of things, they start that kind of problem solving skills really young. We do a lot of group work, so they have to collaborate, they have to learn how to work well together, how to compromise. It's been really cool kind of seeing them kind of come in to kind of get all kinds of things. And plus it kind of prepares them, it kind of shows them like different career options and a lot of things that they've never thought about before. And so when we're doing Project Lead the Way and we're studying engineering, we'll pull up scientists and we'll pull up astronauts, and we've watched some launches on TV and just stuff like that to kind of show them that there's kind of a big world out there and there's all kinds of places and things that they can do.
Homeschool from Oakland, Kentucky. The 88 points were the most the Trojans had scored in a game since December of 2017, where they beat Caverna 88-61. Last night, Waylon Clemens and Mason Bunch shared scoring honors with 18 points apiece. Graham Hall right behind with 16. Russellville Panthers coached by Phil Todd, 3-15 on the season. Todd has coached the Panthers 3 different times in his career. Back in the 90s, also from 2012 to 2016, and now back in his second year, 3rd time around. They finished 7-21 last season after being the 13th district runner-up the year before with a 7-17 record. The Panthers' last winning season was the 16-17 season, going 22-12, and he finished as 4th region runner-up. Russellville played 2 back-to-back District 13 opponents on Saturday and last night. They lost to Todd Central 62-51 on Saturday, and losing Franklin Simpson last night 77-53. Eli McMurray scored 22 points in that game. The Panthers shot 32%. They were only 4 of 22 on three-point shots. McMurray averages about 16 points a game. Octavius McKeege, who did not play in either of those games, is not playing tonight either against Barren County. Not sure why he has not been available for those games. He was averaging 15.5 points a game. And their 3 wins have been to Hopkins County Central by 1 point, East Jessamine by 2, and Metcalfe County by 4. Among losses to 4th Region teams, Monroe County by 2, Greenwood by 16, Bowling Green by 49, Logan County by 2 in a District 13 game, and Clinton County by 29. And the Trojans are favored in this one by 23. Trojans are ranked 3rd in Region 4 behind Bowling Green and Warren Central, while Russellville is ranked 16th of the 17 teams. Barren County has won the past 4 games against Russellville and 8 of the last 9. Last year was 71-58 at Russellville. The Panthers' last win came on December 16, 2016, winning 49-44. The 2 teams have met just twice in the 4th Region tournament, and that historic 1999 Barren County Trojan team knocking out the Panthers 53-52 to advance the Boys State Tournament at Rupp Arena in 99. Panthers won in 05, 65-57 of the 4th Region tournament. But, Robert, as always, Russellville has an athletic team, but Trojans should have the upper hand in this one.
I think so, favored by 20 in just about everywhere you look. But they are athletic. They're going to get after you. They're going to play hard. And if you heard Coach Cunningham last night in the postgame, Coach Todd, who's been there forever, demands it. If you're not going to go out there and play hard, he's going to find somebody else to go in and do that. So they're going to get after you. They're going to ball pressure you and try to get you off of your game a little bit. What we have to do is we have to stay within ourselves. We have to stay fundamental and really make sure we execute our game plan. Last night, kind of like we were talking about with the girls' last 2 games, last night with the Bluegrass Blazers was a much more competitive game than the girls saw last night, but it still kind of gets back in the groove after you've been off of multiple days, very minimal practices. So tonight will be a little tougher competition, and we'll have to perform and again, it gets you ready for that same tough stretch. The boys don't have quite the schedule, but we do have back-to-back games at Glasgow and Monroe County coming up this week. So hopefully we'll get off to a good start. I thought Waylon played phenomenal last night. I had to kind of do a double take when I saw him out there taking threes last night. He started knocking down 2 or 3 of those threes, but it looked really good. So if Waylon starts knocking down threes and we've got 4 or 5 guys out there that can step behind the arc, I think this is a really dangerous team, and it already is. But we're glad to see him do that last night, and obviously Mason had a good game too. So see if we can pick up where we left off and have a good couple of days off, kind of get back in the groove with school. And it's going to be a rainy couple of days, but everybody kind of get back to some normal, and maybe we can get a January, February groove here where we have a little bit of normalcy with school and games and all of such.
Yep. Looking at Russellville stats, they average 54 points a game. They give up 70, and they shoot 36.4% from the field. They've made 76 threes on the season, and that's an average of about 4 a game, shooting 25.6%, 60% from the foul line, and 30 rebounds a game. Trojans, now this does not include last night's stats, but averaging about 65.5 points a game, give up 54, 43.5% of the field. They've made 153 threes. And, that's an average of about 10 a game, 69% of the foul line, and 28 rebounds a game for the Trojans. We're going to come back and take a look at tonight's starting lineups here on the Don Franklin Glasgow Countdown to Tip-Off. We're about 5 minutes away. Barren County Trojans and the Russellville Panthers on 104 The Score.
Medical Detectives is part of the Project Lead the Way curriculum, a feeder to the biomed program at the high school. One of the things that I really enjoy about this class is that it does expose the students to a number of different medical careers and give them ideas that there are numerous potential career opportunities for somebody in the medical field.
I would definitely recommend the class for someone who has interest in medical sciences, and you'll learn a lot about the brain, vital signs, and just all around a lot about science.
Classes that we're offering here with Project Lead the Way, it allows them to have those real world problems where they're able to connect with each other, connect across soft skills that they're able to develop and work through those problems together. And so within our school, within our district, we provide lots of different opportunities for students to learn, to grow. And so that's what our goal here is at Barren County Middle School, is to empower students through our learning opportunities.
I'm super proud of what we've been able to build in the last few years in our program. Our goal has always been to set students up for success. But what this does is, I think it is a game changer because it creates that next step of connections for students to what we're doing in the curriculum and allows them to really see hands-on what nobody else gets to see.
I've absolutely loved the past 4 years being in biomed. I have got so many wonderful opportunities and it has prepared me so much for my future.
I really feel like our rigorous curriculum really prepares them for med school, physical therapy school, pretty much any graduate medical degree. Our table is a great asset. It's really just a really good supplement to help their learning.
Barren County High School is very fortunate to offer multiple career pathways. The biomedical pathway is just one of those, but our focus is always to have students hands-on experience that prepare them directly for the career that they're going to have when they graduate.
Mason Bunch, number 4, a 6'4 senior, averaging 8 points, 4 rebounds a game. And Graham Hall, number 10, 6'5 senior, averages 8.3 points and 7 rebounds a game. Just got the final score in that Glasgow Warren East girls game. Warren East wins 56-41 over the Lady Scotties. So now they stay in the hunt as the number 1 seed, tied with Barren County. And of course the Trojanettes and Glasgow play on Friday night. Still got a game with Allen County Scottsville coming up on February the 5th. And that will finish up the regular season as far as the district is concerned. Remind you, listening to our broadcast coverage on WCDS, 1230 AM and 104.7 FM. The Score, Glasgow. And online at 104thescore.com. BC Live tonight as well. And we'll be off until Friday night as we'll head over across town to Glasgow. And then Saturday we'll go to Tompkinsville to Monroe County. And as Piper Lindsay said, using these games for practice because there's no time to practice with all the games that are being made up and so forth.
I think you're able to work on things. You can't stop and blow the whistle and say, here, do this, do that, or I would have done this in this scenario. All that coaching has to come from the bench, but it still gets you in kind of the game shape, some up and down movement, and you get to play with some different combinations. So I do like using the games as practice, but at the same time, you need a little variety where you can change paces, change looks, and do some different things when you're in here by yourself as well.
Our first quarter brought to you by German American Bank, supporting the communities we serve and believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. The officials are the same 3 we had in the girls' game: Tommy Young, Chris Reeder, and Chris Stafford. And the official sponsored by Monticello Banking Company, NBC, a proud supporter of Barren County basketball as we get set for the Farmers RACC Jackie Browning Memorial opening tip-off. Russellville down to our right, Barren County to our left. Russellville will be in the black uniforms with the gold lettering and numbers, RVK, across the front of their jerseys, similar to the girls' uniforms for Russellville. Barren County to our left.
Almost the same, aren't they?
Almost, yeah, I believe they are. Is it Nike? Did the girls have Nike uniforms?
So. I think it was all very similar.
Trojans will be in their home white with burgundy numbers and letters outlined in gold. As we get the starting lineups officially from public address announcer Bruce Simmons.
You got the Warren East Glasgow final, right?
Yes. John just sent that to me in 56-41.
A couple other finals. Franklin beat Allen County by 26 tonight, 66-40. And Bowling Green stretched it out a little bit there as I anticipated. Won 54-38 over Warren Central in a district game. You don't get a ton of district games on Tuesday nights. You don't get a ton of district games on Monday nights like we're going to have to play, but when you have to make some things up, you got to find space in the schedule to get it done. Be very interested in that Bowling Green Warren Central boys game coming up here next and see where those things kind of hash out. We've been we've actually been 2 in the region at some points when Warren Central was kind of going through a stretch where they weren't playing well without some of their big players. But we're now consistently 3rd in the region, so 1 and 2 going at it tonight. I think that game is at Warren Central.
What'd you say the girls' score was? Bowling Green, Warren Central?
54-38.
54-38. And the Trojans will be at Bowling Green next Monday night in a remake game. Of course, it's unfortunate the guys are split. Their game will not be rescheduled until February the 12th. Going to have a lot of Monday night games coming up here now.
We got Monday night games, we got Thursday night games, we got Tuesday night games, we got Saturday games. We play pretty much every day except Wednesday and Sunday.
That's about it.
And understand, you got the February 22nd.
And hopefully we won't get any more real bad winter weather like we had last week.
Well, I'd say there'll be a few more cold spells.
I'd say there'll be some cold spells, but, man.
You got a month left in the regular season. Just short of a month. Ends February 22nd at Russell County. At home against Russell County.
Eli McMurray for Russellville, Graham Hall for Barren County. Tommy Young tosses it up, and Russellville will control it. As Gardner that's McMurray, their leading scorer. Of course, McKeach has not played again tonight for Russellville. Not sure why. This will be his 3rd game he's missed in a row. And now McMurray directing traffic out there. Goes left side with it to Gardner. Gardner will bounce it off now to Coleman. Back over for a long 3, right wing. Good. That's McMurray, his 19th 3-point shot he's made this year.
And have to step it out and respect him for a little deeper than just right around the arc.
Yep. So Russellville takes the first lead of the basketball game. Here's Spillman with it on the right side. Out top, there's Bunch. Lobs it down underneath. There's Hall putting it up and in.
He tipped it to himself just a little bit and had to go all the way to the left side of the rim and get it in. Graham has transformed himself into a really good basketball player this year, and I'd like to see that development.
3-2 the score. Russellville with the basketball as it comes out around the perimeter. McMurray with it. He'll circle it back out. Sends it off now to Morrow. Down to the corner. They go at a bad pass. Hall just stepped right in there and grabbed it. Here's Clemens with the basketball on the left side. Clemens driving, throws it up on the run and banked it up. No good. Hall tried to grab the rebound, and it's off his hands out of bounds to Russellville.
You get the feeling we're going to have to create the tempo tonight, and Warren's throwing a little 1-2-2 at him real quick to see if we can turn up some ball pressure and turn them into some turnovers.
Here's Coleman taking it down the left side in front of the Barren County bench. Almost got triple team. He stepped to the sideline right in front of the bench. Turnover back to Barren.
Got a break there because we actually had 3 guys running at him. There were some openings, but he stepped on the sideline before he could find anybody.
Mason Punch wanted to shoot that 3. Got 3 of them last night, scored 18 points. Comes back out to Bewley. Looking over Coach Warren Cunningham. Get the signal here. Almost like a 2-1-2 zone out there by Russellville. Got a man right in the middle. Comes left side over to Bunch. Here's the lob, and it's going to be knocked away and stolen. Russellville with it back the other way. Cutting back and going underneath, and a layup. It's up and in for Gardner. 5-2 the score. Here's Bewley with it out top. Bewley lobs it over to Spillman. Bluffs the 3, back out to Bewley. Bewley back to Spillman. Left wing 3 is no good. Ball slapped out of bounds as Clemens was going for the rebound. I think he got hit in the nose. He's going to come out of the ball game and replaced by William Compton, a 6'3 senior, averages 9.6 points a game. Trojans keep it underneath with 5:43 to go in the first. Comes in the corner. Compton pulls a trigger. Boom! How about that, fresh off the bench? Handing the ball for the first time and knocked down a 3 out of the left corner. Peoples Bank 3, 5-5. We're all tied here. Bounce pass. Russellville McMurray over the right side. They leave it down in the corner now to Bertram. And Bertram tried to go baseline, and he stepped down the end line.
Several turnovers in their first couple of possessions. They've already got 3 of them, but it's still a tied game.
As Bray Bewley handles the basketball. Goes to the top of the key, lobs it over to Compton. Compton's got an open look, lets it go, got it!
That's tough because normally you're just able to step into it, let it fly. He had to kind of readjust himself and still find the net on that one.
8-5 the score. Russellville with the basketball. McMurray for a long 3 that's off the mark. Ball skips out and chased down by Gardner. And they give it back to McMurray up top. He'll work it around the right side. Gives it to Gardner. Gardner back to McMurray. Trying to penetrate. Can't go. Left side it goes to Bertram. Bertram dumps it back off right side. Wing 3 is no good. And the ball out of bounds. I'm going to say it went off of Morrow. So Barren County will have the basketball. Bray Bewley with it for the Trojans. 4:40 to go in the first quarter. Barren County leads it 8-5. They hook it back over. Spillman, the 3 ball. No good. And Hall had it for a moment, lost it. McMurray has it. Lead pass up court. Here's Gardner going under and laying it in. 8-7. Left side bunch. Here's Spillman. Left elbow in the corner. It's Compton, the 3. No good this time. Came up a little short. McMurray on the run for Russellville, driving, going underneath. Throws it up and in.
Gotten to the rim way too easy on back-to-back possessions to take the lead.
Yep, 9-8. Panthers back on top. Spillman back to Bewley, trying to penetrate. Can't go. Now just throws it up in the lane. Oh, we're going to say took an extra step.
He was stuck and really had already used his pivot foot and tried to gain an advantage by getting that extra step. First turnover of the night.
We're down to 3:52 to play in the first quarter. McMurray walks it up for Russellville. Bounce pass off the right side, Coleman. Left side it comes to Bertram. Back in the corner now, McMurray with it. McMurray heading into the paint. Bounce pass right side, Coleman with it. Fakes, moves in, gives it back to McMurray. As McMurray handles the point out there, bounces it off the right side of Morrow. And Morrow will leave it with Bertram. Bertram left to the key. Back it goes right side, Gardner. Gardner picks up his dribble, goes back out to Coleman. And now we got a whistle and an illegal screen. Or somebody just pushed off.
I think he called a legal screen there on the baseline on 5.
Gardner will commit the foul. First foul of the basketball game. Cade Hardy, 5'11" sophomore, averages 5 points a game for the Trojans. He checks into the lineup for Mason Bunch. 3:10 to go in the quarter. Russellville with a 9-8 lead. Bewley into the key. Had a shot. Goes to Hardy. He'll fire it up, and he hits it for 3.
Cade didn't score a whole lot last night, but really quickly off the bench, he gets in the scoring column tonight.
The People's Bank 3. That's number 3 of the quarter for the Trojans. It's 11-9 as Barren County goes back on top by 2. McMurray, right side over to Coleman. Coleman leaves it out on the left to Gardner. Gardner wants to work it, penetrating, spins in the lane, gives it back to McMurray. He doubles into the lane. He flows it up, and it's coming off the rim. Rebound, Coleman back up. And what do I got? They're going to call Coleman for coming over the back. And that's his first, team second of the quarter. 2.5 minutes to go here in the first period. Barren County with a 2-point edge, 11-9. Spillman on the left wing. Spillman puts down the dribble. Lobs it back over to Hardy. Hardy drives in, can't go. Gives it to Compton in the corner. Back out to Hardy. Diagonal pass in the corner. Spillman will dribble it back out. Gives to Hardy. Hardy around the top of the horn. Back over to Spillman on the left side. Halfway to the corner. Dumps it in there to Bewley in the lane. A lot of traffic there. Back to Hardy. 3 of 50 goes. It's no good. And the rebound comes up to Russell. Almost knocked away by Compton. And he was trying to get to the basketball, but taken by Russellville. Pull-up jumper, free throw line, McMurray. It won't go. The long rebound comes off to Cade Hardy for the Trojans. Hardy off to Bewley, down to Hall on the baseline. Kicks it back to Compton. 3, no good. And the rebound coming off with it is Morrow for Russellville. Ahead up the right side. Shot goes up, blocked from behind, but a foul. And it is on 32. That's Cade Hardy, his first, team's first of the basketball game. At the line, Gardner, a 52.5% foul shooter. First one rims good. Waylon Clemens coming back into the ball game for the Trojans, and now Jackson Reese, 5'11 junior, in for Barren. In for Russellville is Ken Gray, a 5'10 junior. One more try on the way, and good again for Gardner. We're all tied at 11 with a minute and a half to go here in the first quarter. Cade Hardy looking, goes right side with it to Bewley. Now Bewley, cross-court pass, Compton pulls a trigger, bang!
Not sure exactly zone's the best thing to do against us in our three-point shooting, but that's what Russellville's attempting. Got in a gap there and found Will for an opening.
14-11, Trojans as we come down to a minute to play in the first period. McMurray driving against Bewley. Trying to reverse it back out. Sends it to Coleman. Back to McMurray. Drives left of the lane. Throws it up on the run. He's going to be fouled. Going to foul be Bewley, his first, team second. Russellville trying to get the ball in play. They do. With 52 seconds to play here in the quarter, Gardner has it out front for the Panthers. Bounces it off now to Morrow. Morrow cuts back left, reverses back right. Gives to Gray. Gray around the top of the horn. He wants to drive left of the lane. Gives it off in the corner now. Morrow fires it up in the lane. It's too strong. Gets his own rebound. Puts it back up. No good. And Clemens with a rebound. The outlet pass up court to Bewley. Stops. Fires a three. It is no good. And the ball slapped around as Jackson Reese came up and lost it for a moment there, and then taken by Russellville with 16 and a half seconds to play. McMurray with it for the Panthers here on the near side, getting the screen set for him. Dribbles left. Now, he may have walked with that.
He did, definitely.
And with 1.9 to go here in the quarter, Barren County has the last shot at it. Clemens will toss it in front of the Barren County bench.
They get something going to the rim.
Going to have to throw it up. Hardy off to Bewley. Throws it up. It is no good. And that's the end of the first quarter. After one, it's Barren County 14, Russellville 11. We'll return after this break. It's Trojan basketball on 104 The Score.
It's not about having kids know content knowledge, like, hey, I memorized this order of things, or I know that. It's actually basically like a knowledge acquisition process. Do I know how to get knowledge? Do I know how to research? What's my question? How do I know when I've learned this? How do I know when I'm ready to go to the next thing? So for them in the STEAM process, what we look at is, what's our question first? What are we trying to accomplish? What's our goal when it's all said and done? I try to have models for the kids. We discuss things. We look at examples from the real world, and ultimately in the end, they have to figure out the engineering process for themselves. I'll provide them with materials. I'll provide them with instruction, even some direction, but ultimately in the end, they have to build these things, and that's the kind of real world stuff they're going to have to work through. That stuff will take them far beyond what they learn here. It's all about trying things, taking risk, and then applying what you've learned in a classroom to what you do in life, and then being able to develop techniques that you can use outside these walls.
Let's go co-op. Jay Turner with Robert Bauer, Todd Belcher, our producer. Barren County leads it 14-11 as we start quarter number 2. Cade Hardy, Tate Spillman, Waylon Clemens, Jackson Reese, and Mason Bunch. Inside, he'll go to the basket, and he'll put it in. Mason Bunch gets his first two. 16-11 Trojans. McMurray handling the basketball for Russellville. Brings it in front court against Tate Spillman. Bounces off right side to Morrow. Back out to McMurray. McMurray being chased by Clemens. They go inside, and here's a one-hand shot. No good. Fighting for the rebound. It is going to be back to Russellville. As McMurray on the left baseline to toss it in. Comes out in the corner to Coleman on the left-hand side. He'll circle around. Cuts back left, cuts back right. Changes handles on the dribble, and the shot goes up. It's no good. Ooh, that should be over back. Yep. And that is Here's Gardner coming up the back of Jackson Reese. His second, team's first of the quarter. Coming back in for Russellville is Cadence Bertram, 5'9" junior. And Graham Hall back in for the Trojans. 7:16 to go in the first half. Barren County leads it by 5 at 16-11. Tate Spillman, top of the key. Throws it over Jackson Reese for the three ball. It's in there.
Nice.
That's number 5 of the half for the Trojans. Lead extended out to 8 now, 19-11. Little over Medicon here in the second quarter. McMurray with the basketball. Bounces it off now to Gray. Gray in a trap. Bounces back to McMurray. Goes right side with it over to Morrow. Now Morrow feeds it in there and losing the handle on it for a moment, but McMurray got it back and he puts it up and in.
Those are the 50-50 balls you got to have. You can't let it go all the way from about the free throw line to the baseline and nobody jump on that and dig it out.
Jackson Reese on the left wing. Picks up his dribble, sends it back out to Spillman. Spillman out between the circles. Wants to penetrate, jumps it back over. Reese, another three. It's no good this time. Fighting for the rebound. Russellville comes up with it. Here's McMurray. Bounce pass right side. Coleman. He'll give it back out now to Bertram. Bertram lost it. Jackson Reese rips it away. Taking it for the Trojans. He'll leave it off with Spillman on the right side. Spillman out to Mason Punch. Three if it goes. It's off high. And fighting for the rebound and coming up with it is Coleman for Russellville. 5:52 to play here in the first half. McMurray with it for the Panthers. Working to the left side. Driving halfway to the corner, reversing it back out. Cuts back to the left, pulls up with a jumper from 15. It's off the mark. And we're going to have another over-the-back call on Russellville. Somebody come over the back of Jackson Reese. That time it was Amaris Morrow. His first, second. Barren County's basketball. Tate Spillman, Bray Bewley, Graham Hall, Mason Punch, Jackson Reese on the court for Coach Warren Cunningham right now. 5.5 minutes to go in the second. Barren up by 6. Bewley, top of the key. He's going to let it go. Three-point shot won't go. Follow no good for Spillman. Bunch with a rebound. Back up. It's rejected, and it comes back out to Bewley. Bewley in a corner. Spillman can't shoot the three. Back out to Bewley. Around the top of the key. Now needs somewhere to go. Bounce pass back over to Spillman, left wing. Skips it over to Jackson Reese on the right side. He can't shoot. Goes down the baseline. Cuts it back out. Cross court over to Spillman. Bluffs the three. Dribbles on the right side. Here's Bewley trying to find his way in. Throws it back out to Spillman. Spillman now looking in the corner. Mason Punch with a three. No good. Trying to get his own rebound. It's knocked loose. Punch down to the floor. Fighting for it. Jump ball possession here to Russellville.
Warren asked in the quarter break for his guys really to hit offensive glass. Since the quarter break, just on that possession, we had 3 or 4 looks at it. So that's something we've got to be cognizant of. We're not going to continue to hit threes at big clips. So when you're not making them, you got to go try to get second or third chance opportunities to try to put points on the board.
4.5 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Barren County 19-13. Three by McMurray on the left side. No good. Ball slapped out long. And it's out of bounds by Bertram. So it'll be Barren County's basketball leading by 6 here. 4:22 to go in the second. Bewley with it out top. Over to Spillman. He's going to let it go. Three-point shot. No good. The rebound to Russellville's Coleman. McMurray into the front court. Angles off left. Now curls it back around. He'll give it out front now to a new player in the ball game. That's Tykian Darden, a 5'7" freshman, who just checked in lineup for Coach Phil Todd. Got a whistle and a foul. Somebody reached in on McMurray, and it'll be on Bray Bewley. That's number 2 on Bray Bewley, and the first of the second quarter against the Trojans as William Compton and Cade Hardy return to the Trojan lineup, along with Graham Hall, Mason Bunch, and Tate Spillman. Russell gets a ball in play. It is Darden. Curling around out top. Gets rid of the basketball to Coleman. Coleman, right side working into the paint, forcing up the shot. No good. That's Gray, but he draws a foul. Foul is on Compton, his first, team second. So it puts Gray at the line. He averages 5 points and 4 rebounds a game. With 3:43 to play here in the first half. This game beginning to be a low-scoring game. First free throw is missed by Gray. As Waylon Clemens comes in for Mason Bunch for the Trojans.
Yeah, I looked up last night, and we still had a minute or two left in the first quarter, and we were already up to about 21 points. So we've taken that and much more to get to 21 tonight.
Second shot missed by Gray. Barren County has it. There's Cade Hardy. Over to Spillman. Spillman in the corner. Compton can't shoot the three, and they come out to defend. Here's Spillman back to Compton. Nope. Can't shoot again. Spillman back to Compton. And he'll fire the three, and it's no good. The rebound comes off to Bertram for Russellville. Coleman with it.
Gone cold. Only 1 3 this quarter. 1 of 6.
1 of 6. There's McMurray. Left side to Bertram. Back left side, it comes to Coleman. Drives against Compton and draws a foul. The shot goes in.
Tried to body him up, and the lower body is where he drew the foul. It didn't really affect up top, so he was able to muscle it up over top of Compton and get the bucket for an and one opportunity and get it to a one-possession game if he knocks down the free throw.
Barren County calls a timeout with 3:05 to go in the first half. Barren County leading Russellville 19-15, a 30-second timeout. This timeout brought to you by the People's Bank. The People's Bank, your local community bank working for you. Get the local news, information about local events, and much more that you need to know from Barren County and Glasgow online by logging on to GlasgowNews1.com. Make sure you check out James Brown and John Butler for the Brown Sports Bag every Monday afternoon at 4 o'clock. Hour-long sports show on 104 The Score. We'll be at Glasgow on Friday night for a girl-boy district doubleheader. Then Saturday night over in Tompkinsville against Monroe County.
What I liked, coming out of the quarter break, we went straight to Mason Bunch, got a two-pointer, got something inside. Since then, we haven't made a two-point bucket. And I feel like, especially against Russellville zone, we just throw up three. I know that's gotten us to where we are this year in a 12-4 record, but you got to continue to work it in the paint, work the gaps against zone. They're man now, or they're still zone actually, but find some gaps and work some offense here.
Coleman missed the free throw. Jackson Reese with it on the left side for the Trojans, coming off the screen to the top of the key, and it's knocked down. McMurray trying to go with the steal, but Reese retrieves it. He'll feed it off, and out it comes to Spillman for three. It's no good, but a foul on Russellville. They're going to put this one on Morrow, his second, team's third, and 3 shots for Tate Spillman, 74%er.
Pretty generous call there. I didn't think Tate got fouled too much. We'll watch the
That's
replay.
what Phil Todd said. He said, gosh. Spillman, 3 free throws. First of 3 rims and drops in.
Unless something happened on that camera angles, we've got the backside view. Unless something happened out front that we couldn't really see, wasn't much of a foul.
And have him right in front of Coach Phil Todd, too. Second shot is on the way, good for Spillman. 21-15, Barren with 2:42 to play here in the first half. Spillman for number 3, and it's on the way, and it goes in. So the lead goes out to 7, 22-15 with 2:38 to play. Russellville gets it across the line. Here's Coleman in the trap. Bounces off McMurray. He's in the trap now. Beats it hard. He may have got away with a walk. Left side, Coleman launches it up for 3, swishes it through the net.
They've done a much better job not turning the basketball over. Had 5 in the first quarter. Now they're not turning it over, getting shots, and being very competitive with this off that 3.
And here's Tate Spillman with it on the left side. Out front, Jackson Reese. Back to Spillman. Spillman had it swiped away. Reach-in foul on Darden. His first, team's 4th. Barren County will take it out on the side across the way. Comes out to Cade Hardy. Bounce pass right side over to Reese in front of the Russellville bench. Feeds it. Oh, trying to force it in there to Spillman. Too many bodies around there. There's McMurray putting it up. It is good. But I'm not sure. Are they going to count the bucket?
No, way out
So it was
there.
out on the floor. Foul is on Jackson Reese. His first, team's fourth. And so Russellville will take it out underneath. It'll be McMurray to toss it in with 1:50 to play. Comes out to Darden. Gives to Coleman. Coleman to the right side. Back to Darden, driving to the bucket. He puts it up and in.
Got to have a little help when you get past those shoulders right there, and nobody came to help Cade.
That 7-point lead has dwindled to 2 now. 22-20 with a minute and a half to go in the first half. Here's Hall putting it up and in.
Yeah, get it inside there. Get some of those easy layups. Use your size. We've got some size advantage against Russellville.
Here's McMurray working in there against Spillman and banked it in off the window.
They're having no trouble getting to the rim in 2-point variety.
Cade Hardy with it on the left side. Down to a minute 7 to play here in the first half. 24-22. The Trojans. Cade Hardy trying to penetrate to the free throw line. Back to Spillman for 3. Good.
You're okay with that 3 more than some of the other ones we've taken because Cade was able to penetrate, draw the defense, and then kick. So Spillman was able to step into it. Our second 3 of the quarter.
27-22. That's number 6 and a half. We're going to foul on Tate Spillman.
We've given Tate grief all day about his second foul he got last night because he just reached in unnecessarily, and he did it again right there. I know it's not going to cost him to set out as much as it did last night, but reached in, got a second foul of the quarter, probably in an unnecessary manner about 25 feet away from the rim.
Yeah. McMurray with the free throw. It gives him an even 10 points here in the first half, 27-23. And this shot goes up and in as well. 11 points for McMurray, 27-24, 38 seconds to play before halftime. Spillman over to Clemens, down to Hall, back to Clemens on the left side. Now Clemens putting down the dribble. Gets cut off, needs somewhere to go. Comes back out to Spillman with 25 seconds to play. Bounce pass over to Hardy. Hardy curls into the lane. Jumper is up and good for Hardy. Right for the right elbow. It's 29-24. 13 seconds to go in the first half.
Get a stop to keep it at 5 going into the break.
And off the left elbow, they give it to Gray. And another 3 ball, no good. Rebound to Clemens. As he got to get a shot off in time, and it hit the top of the backboard. 29-24, the Trojans lead Russellville here at the break. When we come back, we'll talk with the new head football coach at Barren County High, John Myers, after this timeout on 104 The Score.
For me, favorite thing to teach is just anything coding. I guess if I'm picking something specific, it would be JavaScript. That's just my first programming language that I learned, and it's just, I don't know, I feel like there's so many fun things that we can do with that. For outcomes, just seeing any students like continue in the field, even students prior that I've seen like go on to working in different software development jobs, and I even get to like bring them back in after and be guest speakers to my other students is just so, I feel like such an awesome thing to get to have and get to see.
It's definitely not what you think it is. There's a lot of different people. You meet a lot of different people with a lot of different perspectives. It's really a community, and you're kind of there to just help each other.
Just this career, like pathway in general, not just like the pathway here, but just this career, I feel like can be a great opportunity. The flexibility that comes with it, and obviously the pay. That's just something that's great for anyone that's interested in it.
I really like the hands-on aspect because I have several students, particularly this year, being that we do have such large gaps from our COVID time, that are having some trouble with reading. They struggle to do that. So when we do the hands-on and they're able to see the models and to watch me do it, that is taken completely out of the equation, and it gives them the confidence to really shine and do all these smaller tasks.
building that foundation of how students can use science, technology, engineering, arts, and math, making those connections with the classroom teachers and what they're doing in their classrooms as well. And sometimes they don't have the time to do those project-based type things. In our STEAM lab, they're able to do that. And then also with our Project Lead the Way, students are really thinking about how to build and solve real-world problems, presented with scenarios, and then they have to problem solve and come up with solutions as a team. And so we're really excited about laying that foundation here at Temple Hill this year.
Here at the break. And with me at halftime is the new head football coach of the Barren County Trojans, Mr. John Myers. Coach, glad to have you here at Barren County.
Hey, thank you. It's good to be here. And, I got to see a bunch of my old Russellville buddies,
That's
too,
right.
tonight. So it turned out to be a pretty good night for it. But I just couldn't say enough for the way that I have been welcomed, and the administration here at Barren County Schools has just been overwhelmingly supportive and excited, and they got me excited, of course, and look forward to what we can do over the next few years.
Well, I know you've kind of been around the block. You were at Monroe County for 4 years. You were at Russellville for, 13 years, I think, as head coach.
Mm-hmm.
Had some success down there, and you started that at Mayfield, is that right?
I started back at Hancock County. I'm originally from Hancock County, and when I got out of high school or college, I went back to Hancock for a couple years before. Then I met my wife, and she was actually teaching at the Barren County preschool, and I was teaching at Hancock County. Well, one of us was going to have to move. We got married that summer, and I interviewed on, I think, June 13th in Mayfield for a job, and they offered it to me, and so I told Jennifer, I said, well, it looks like we're moving. She said, do I have a job? I said, not yet. And so we ended up going to Mayfield for 4 years before we went to Monroe County. And, I tell you, that's Mr. Matthews has just been super through this whole process, and it reminds me a lot of the superintendent at Monroe County, George Wilson, took a chance on me 24 years ago about this time and gave me the opportunity to be a head football coach. And I've been fortunate to be around such good people in administrative and leadership roles to help me along the way.
You started out as a classroom teacher and just worked your way up to a director over at Glasgow, is that right?
Sir.
And at Russellville as well.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So you been at Glasgow the last 5 years, is that right? Actually, offensive coordinator. Six. Okay.
I've only been my coordinator, I think, the last 3 or 4 or so. But yes, sir. I've been over Glasgow, and that was a blessing, and nothing but good things to say about those guys. And but one night a year we're going to be squaring off, and it'll be a lot of fun those nights also. But Coach Garman and those guys over there did nothing but had a great relationship with those fellas, and look to continue that. But at the same time, it's time to refocus and get these guys going, and I'm excited about it. The kids seem to be excited about the opportunity that lays ahead of us, and the opportunity for success, and we're just gonna have to get to work and roll the sleeves up and get after them.
I know you had a chance to talk with the team this morning, is that right?
Yes, sir.
And what kind of transpired from that?
Well, it was just one of those things where I got to meet the team, introduce myself, kind of provide them with some of my expectations, and just kind of go from there. Just kind of an introductory, one of those deals where it's laying the foundation right now. We've got to get in this weight room, and we're looking forward to doing that. We've got a couple of the assistant coaches from last year that have really took it under their wing to get in the weight room and get these guys going. But these young men, I know that they're excited, but we got to get in that weight room and get stronger and get prepared for the season.
I know the schedule is going to remain the same this fall, but then after this year, we go back to a different district, I guess you could say.
We think so.
That hasn't been set in stone yet,
right.
But that's the word we're getting. So
I'm anxious to see when that comes out. And see how that all plays out. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't. We'll wherever we fall, we're going to get ready to play football. And
it'll be here before you know it.
Yes, it will.
I'm telling you, the basketball season goes by quick, and then you got baseball and softball, and it just zooms into football right after that. So
that's right.
Looking forward to working with you this fall.
Yes, sir.
And we'll do some coaches comments after this game. We'll work together about that later on. And One thing that is kind of a requirement for the new head football coach that comes in, you're actually the 10th head football coach at Barren County since I've been broadcasting the games. So that's been that's been 28 years. But you're the 10th head football coach, and we always ask the head football coach from the broadcasting crew perspective to supply us with apparel and hats.
Oh, okay. All right. we can make that happen.
All right, Coach. Good to see you, and looking forward to August.
Hey, I'm honored. I appreciate you having me on.
Yes, sir. Good to see you.
Yes,
Coach John
Thank
Myers, the new head football coach of the Barren County Trojans. We'll return after this break on 104 The Score.
I have been taking ag class since my 8th grade year. In 8th grade, I was able to be the BCMS FFA secretary, and that's when I first started falling in love with FFA and ag classes. It has made me such a better public speaker. Before FFA, I was scared to get up on the stage and give a speech or even perform with the drama club. But now it has helped me become a better speaker, a better leader, a better server as well, because FFA is also very service-based, and it's really has helped me come out of my comfort zone.
Hey son, what you doing?
Daddy, I'm gonna own a dealership one day.
All right, I'll dream with you.
From one small dream to over 25 dealerships in the state of Kentucky, we have set out to provide Kentuckians with reliable vehicles and the best customer service for over 50 years. This may have started with a simple dream, but our dedication to our customers will go on for generations.
At the culmination of our pathways, students have the opportunity to go out into the community and to be able to co-op. It's through these experiences that kids get real life experience. They get to practice the skills that they learn in the class hands-on.
I'm working here at Commonwealth Broadcasting Corporation, and it's just really awesome. I get to do lots of cool stuff like write commercials. I've voiced a couple commercials, and I just kind of help out with whatever anybody needs. My favorite part is getting to meet all the different kinds of people and also just getting opportunities like this co-op. It's really just been a wonderful learning experience.
Favorite part is just being able, instead of being in a classroom where you have to sit all day, you're doing your own work for something that you're actually interested in. I would recommend this course to other students just because it'll let them know if they would like to do this for a career.
Barren County leading 29-24 here at the break. For Russellville, 9 field goals. 2 of those were three-pointers. They were 4 of 7 from the foul line. Eli McMurray had 11 of the Panthers' 24 points. Jamarian Gardner had 6, and Jarius Coleman had 5. That was all the scoring. 2 points for Takan Darden, and that was all the scoring for Russellville. Trojans had 10 field goals in the first half. 6 of those were three-pointers. 3 of 3 from the line. Tate Spillman with a 3 and 3 free throws for 6. Bray Bewley did not score. Waylon Clemens did not score. Mason Bunch had 2 baskets for Graham Hall. 3 threes for William Compton for 9. A 3 from Jackson Reese. A 3 and a 2 from Kate Hardy for 5 points.
10-25 overall for 40%. 6 of our 10 field goals were from deep. That's pretty normal for us anymore. We were 6 of 17. So 6 of our 10 makes and 17 of our 25 attempts were from 3. They shot 50%. They shot it really good, especially down the stretch there. They were 9 of 18 and 2 for 4. So 50% all the way around. We only turned it over a couple. They turned it over 5. I thought we were going to turn them over a lot more, but we only showed a couple flashes of that 1-2-2 and really didn't speed up the game and try to put them in positions to do that. And both teams had 12 rebounds, and they've made it competitive. Mm-hmm. Low-scoring, competitive game.
Yep. Sure have. Farmers RACC Jackie Browning Memorial second half, and her third quarter is sponsored by Southern States Glasgow Co-op. Trojans with the basketball. Here's Clemens in the left corner with it. Looking for Hall. They've got him fronted down low. Back out it comes to Spillman. 2-3 zone to Russellville. Bounce pass comes left side to Clemens. Back out it comes to Spillman. Right side it goes to Bewley. Back to Spillman. Spillman trying to penetrate. Here's a lob down to Bewley underneath. He puts it up and in for his first 2 points of the basketball game.
Bray kind of hid behind the taller timber there and jumped up from the pass, and we've got to continue to work it in the paint. I think we're successful there when we run some set plays and find some openings. Got to get some buckets that manner.
Russellville with the basketball. Trojans lead it by 7. There's a spin move. McMurray gets cut off by Spillman. Out to Coleman. Coleman wants to drive into the lane. Dishes it off on the left side there to Bertram. Back out to McMurray. Or excuse me, that is Gardner. Gardner. 1 minute gone here in the second half. Barren up by 7. Right side with it, Bertram. Now here's a three-pointer launched. It is no good. In and out. Bunch with a rebound for the Trojans. Gets rid of it to Bewley. Ahead up to Clemens. He drives under, throws it up and in, and a foul. He took it to the basket.
Waylon had a cut on his leg, had to get a little attention just because of the blood earlier in the half. And trying to pick up here a little bit where he left off last night, becoming an offensive machine, getting to the bucket. I like his aggressiveness to the rim. In that situation, you make the shot. At worst, you get fouled.
Yeah. Free throw is going to go in. 3-point play the old-fashioned way for Waylon Clemens. 10-point lead for the Trojans, 34-24.
There's the 1-2-2.
Yep. It goes left side over to McMurray. Here's a lob cross court back right side. Looked like a walk there, and a Euro step up for the shot. No good, but a foul. And they're going to put it on Mason Bunch, his team's first of the quarter.
May had an opportunity to take a charge there, but I think you were right. He danced 2 steps to the left, 2 steps to the right, never put down the basketball, so got away with the walk.
Morrow, a 68% foul shooter. The first one comes up short off the front of the iron. Well, Kentucky loses tonight. Big. What happened there?
I turned it off a long time ago.
79-62.
That train derailed quickly off everybody's height from the weekend.
Second shot good for Morrow. 34-25. Trojans lead it by 9. 6:23 to play. Third quarter, Spillman sends it over to Clemens on the left side. Back out to Spillman's between the circles. Lobs it over to Bewley. Now Bewley lobs it back to Spillman. Spillman left side of the circle. Backs away a little bit on the dribble. Working in that 2-3 zone. Back out to Spillman. Right side, Bewley. Sends it back to Spillman. Bluffs the 3, moves in, left elbow. His shot is blocked, but a foul on Gardner, and that's number 3 on Gardner. And Spillman at the line for 2 tosses. Spillman a 74%er, and he hit 3 of 3 back in the second quarter. This one rims off. He'll have one more. And it's good. 7 points for Tate Spillman. Back up to 10, 35-25. McMurray with it for Russellville. Bounces it off the left side there to Gardner. Gardner splits the defenders, goes in traffic, throws up the shot, no good. Rebound Bunch. Bunch dribbles out of trouble, brings it into the front court, sends it off to Spillman. Cross court pass, Bewley fakes the 3, moves into the key, lobs it back over here to Spillman out of bounds.
Passed up a shot, kind of got a little excited with it, left his feet, and knew the defender was jumping in the passing lane, so had to make an errant throw to even get it to Tate and end up going out of bounds.
Russellville's Gardner with the basketball. Left side it goes to McMurray. Gets a screen, heads the other way, goes to the basket. He's going to be fouled by Spillman. 2 on Tate Spillman. Second one on the Trojans here in the quarter. As Russellville tries to get the ball in play, comes in the corner there to Coleman. Back out it comes to Gardner. He'll give it to McMurray, deep on the left wing. Back out to Gardner. Bounces it off to Coleman. Back to McMurray. McMurray launches it up. 3-point shot. No air ball. Bunch handed for the Trojans. Off it goes to Clemens. Clemens penetrating down the lane. Dumps it off to Hall. Out to Bewley on the left side. Puts down one dribble. Throws it back over to Spillman. He's going to fire it up. 3-point shot. Got it.
Waylon did a good job setting a screen, giving him a little bit of freedom to step into that and get a sight line. Timeout, Russellville.
We'll call a 30-second timeout. Trojans have their largest lead of the basketball game at 13, 38-25, with 4:41 to play here in the third period.
Russellville yet to even score a field goal. I feel like we've turned up a little bit of energy defensively, and we've tried to change the tempo of the game. I don't think Warren had to go into the locker room tonight and really try to light a fire under the kids like he may have last night. We just have responded and saw what was our largest lead of 7 in the first half really get cut and say, hey, this, boys, could be a game very easily. So we, as a mature basketball team, have responded well coming out of the gate in the second half.
Update score on the Coca-Cola scoreboard after 1. Glasgow leads Warren East 15-13. Trojanettes winning big earlier here tonight, 73-19 over the Russellville Lady-Panthers. Russellville with the basketball. They work it around. Comes out to Coleman. Coleman directing traffic out there. Right side, McMurray. Now McMurray putting down the dribble against Tate Spillman. Bounces it over to Morrow. Back to McMurray. Right side is Bertram. Back to McMurray. Spin move. He walked. Trojans get it back, leading by 13. 4:11 to go in the third period. Bray Bewley brings it into the front court. Penetrating, free throw line, over to Spillman, left wing, 3, no good. A foul on the rebound, push off underneath. Foul is on Hall. His first, team's third of the quarter. William Compton coming back in for the Trojans for Mason Bunch. 3:59 to play here in the third period. Barren 38, Russellville 25. Here on the near side, McMurray gets it across over to Coleman. He's in a triple team trap. Bounce pass off to McMurray. Bounces over to Gardner. He's in a trap. That goes on the left side, back to Gardner. And now McMurray trying to drive with it, trying to get around Spillman, and there's going to be a foul. That's going to be 3 on Tate Spillman. 4 on the Trojans here in the third period. Ball goes to the corner to Gray, the right-hand side. Now it comes to Morrow. Sends it over to McMurray. 3:25 left here in the third period. Barren County 38, Russellville 25. Largest lead of the basketball game. McMurray against Cade Hardy, just checked in, and he leaves him, puts it up and in. 13 for McMurray, 38-27. Down to 3 minutes to go, third period. Comes out to Cade Hardy. As he came in for Tate Spillman, having to sit down with those 3 fouls. Right side it goes to Bewley. Back to Hardy. Compton with it on the left. In the middle, here's Hall. In the corner, Bewley fires 3. It's no good. And the rebound comes off to Russellville's Coleman. Up to McMurray. Long bounce pass. He thread the needle on that one and put up and in by Gardner.
Good look, but that says we're not getting back in transition. We got to shift gears very quickly.
Hardy, free throw line, shot good. 7 points for Cade Hardy, 40-29. Barren up by 11. 2:23 to play here in the third period. Here's McMurray, crossover down the middle of the lane, puts it up, it's no good. A foul on Clemens. That'll be his first, team's 5th of the quarter. And that's going to send McMurray to the line.
I'm sorry, their offense is pretty simple. Right now it's just trying to take us off the bounce. And they're getting their shoulders past ours and getting to the rim, where that's either getting layups or getting free throws out of it. So we need to make a little bit of a defensive adjustment. Still up 10, however.
Jackson Reese, Mason Punch, both returning to the court for Waylon Clemens and Graham Hall. Going to bring Darden back in for Russellville. He'll replace Gardner.
Talk about a low-scoring game. I hadn't really dove into a lot of our scores, but we have only been held under 60 points 3 times this year. Do you know what all three of those have in common?
I'll have to think about it.
That's 3 of our 4 losses.
Okay.
So, tonight we got
Ball gets away, and Hardy trying to go for the loose ball, and diving for it was Russellville's Morrow. It's out of bounds. Trojans will keep it. Waylon Clemens will come in for Kate Hardy, 2:04 to play. So all 3 of the 4 losses where we had 60 points or less?
Yes. Well, really 55 or less, to be honest with you.
So we got a ways to go here. Right side is Compton, out to Bewley. Top of the key, Mason Punch on the left side. It bounces to the baseline. Here's Clemens. He's cut off, goes underneath with a feed in there. Jackson Reese, and he draws a foul on the free throw line. A foul on Russellville's Morrow, his team's third of the quarter. Halftime score, it's Warren East 34, Glasgow 33.
Say it again.
Warren East 34, Glasgow 33. 33, 34, 33. 1 point ball game.
It's going to be a tough one going over there. I think both games will be tough games just because that atmosphere is a little different than it is here. A little bit more difficult place, obviously, on the road to play for us.
Right. Reese hits 1 of 2 for his 4th point. It's 41-31 Trojans, a minute 38 to play, third period. Out front with it is McMurray for Russellville. Angles off to the right side. Reese trying to stay with him. Cuts back in the lane, shovels it back off the left side for a 3 ball. That's an air ball. And that ball skips off of Compton, I believe. Bewley and Reese both hit the deck.
Didn't see what happened there.
I didn't either.
They both got tangled up.
Basketball. McMurray will toss it in. Comes out to Coleman. Back to McMurray in the corner. He'll dribble it back out. 1:18 to play here in the third. Largest lead has been 13. It's right now 10, 41-31. Penetrating, it's McMurray, and a foul called on the Trojans. They're going to put this one on Jackson Reese, his second. 2 shots for McMurray. He's 4 for 4 from the line, and he only shoots 47.5%. Been 100% tonight. And he hits that one. 41-32. Second shot of the way, good again. Coming in is Cadence Bertram for the Panthers. As Morrow takes a seat over the Russellville bench. Panthers in a 2-3 zone. We're down to 1 minute to play, and it's an 8-point ball game. Bewley has it stripped away on the floor. Darden, and a foul on Bewley.
Got to recognize that coming and having some help and have be an outlet to get rid of that before we turn it over. Not turned it over a ton, but Russellville shifted gears on us right there and maybe surprised us just a little bit with some traps.
That's 3 fouls on Bray Bewley.
Tate got 3 and Bray got 3.
And it is Darden at the line. First one's good. Russellville 6 of 7 at the stripe here in the second half.
That's where they got all their points. They've only got 2 field goals, right?
One more. It's in and out, and Bunch claims a rebound. Off to Hardy, 53 seconds to go in the third. Russellville staying in the 2-3 zone. They go in the middle. Jackson Reese over to Compton. Fires it up for 3. Yes!
Good job. It's his 4th 3 of the night. They kicked it out right there in a perfect angle for him to step into it.
4 of them tonight for William Compton. He nailed 3 back in the first quarter. 12 points for him, 44-34. 24 seconds to play. Third period. McMurray on the left side, drives against Reese, lays it up, and he rolled off the rim, but is put back up and in by Gray. 11 seconds to go. Kate Hardy. Off to Compton, back to Hardy. Gonna have to fire it up. 3-pointer, top of the key, off to the left side. Clemens up the baseline, floats it up at the horn. It's going to go in. They're going to count it because it was rimming when the light went off. And so Clemens gets the bucket to give Barren County a 10-point lead after 3. 46-36 over Russellville. Back in a minute on 104 the score.
So this class is responsible for growing produce and flowers, hanging baskets, and different vegetables in our school greenhouse that we sell to the public. We also use the produce that's left over after our annual plant sale to grow here in our raised garden beds, and then we harvest that produce throughout the summer. And then all of that produce gets donated to the Barren County Reads and Feeds program here that we do within our school district.
Hey son, what you doing?
Daddy, I'm going on a dealership one day.
All right, I'll dream with you.
From one small dream to over 25 dealerships in the state of Kentucky, we have set out to provide Kentuckians with reliable vehicles and the best customer service for over 50 years. This may have started with a simple dream, but our dedication to our customers will go on for generations.
Court with the Trojans lead 46-36 over Russellville starting the fourth quarter. Brought to you by South Central Bank. Small enough to know you, big enough to help. So you watched the replay of that, Robert. It was real close, right?
Yeah, it was just good by a fraction of a second. Waylon, I didn't think we had that much time when Cade let it go for Waylon to catch it, put down a couple dribbles, and then do a little 8-foot runner, but we did. So good awareness by Waylon how much he had left to work with.
Yeah. Here's Darden angling off to the left side, reversing back right. Out top it comes to Coleman. Coleman crossover dribble against Jackson Reese. Leaves it out there, and now he'll give it to McMurray, and he walked. Took off a little too soon. Barren County will get the ball. 7:45 to play, leading by 10, 46-36, their largest lead at 13. Russellville gets Cadence Bertram back in the ball game. He'll come in for Darden. Cade Hardy handling the point. Tate Spillman and Bray Bewley going to check into the next whistle. Both with 3 fouls. Mason Punch on the left wing. Can't shoot. They go in the corner. Jackson Reese, he can't shoot. Cross pass to Compton. Back down to Hardy. Hardy hooks it back over to Bunch. He breaks into the lane. Bounce pass in the corner. Broke it up. Out of bounds off the hand of Coleman. And now Graham Hall will join Tate Spillman and Bray Bewley back in the game. Compton will toss it in. Comes in the corner to Hall. Out to Spillman. Back to Compton. Compton heads toward the paint. Throws it up in the lane. That's no good. And ball tapped out of bounds. It'll be Russellville's ball. McMurray. Crosses the center line. Tries to work it left. Gives it to Gray. Back around the perimeter. McMurray trying to penetrate. Spin move in the lane. Up and under. Puts it up and in.
Good little move. They're making enough of them just to make it interesting.
46-38. Barren County, 6:50 to play in the contest. Here's a lob over to Clemens on the left side. Clemens in the corner. Intended for Compton. I think it went off Spillman's hand and out of bounds in front of the Barren County bench.
Yeah, miscommunication there. We had 3 guys probably within about 3 feet of each other. So offensive wasn't very spaced out.
Russellville down just 8 to the Trojans with 6.5 minutes to play. Baseline fadeaway jumper, good for McMurray.
They get hot right here. They're going to make it a game, I think.
Well, they've cut the 13-point lead down to 6. 46-40. Bewley loops it over to Compton. Back to Bewley. Bewley top of the key. Turns, looks, goes right side to Hall. Hall back to Bewley. Swings it left. Compton pulls a trigger. Knew that was going to be off. Could tell it from the angle. Russellville the long rebound. They got a chance to cut it to a 1-possession game if they make a 3-point shot. 6 minutes seconds to go.
Don't take a lot of threes, but they've made a couple tonight, and they've been more successful getting to the rim off the bounce like that.
McMurray in the lane, came up short. Bewley ahead, up to Spillman. Spillman now back out to Bewley. Bewley wants to penetrate, throws it up from 10. He hit it.
Perfect execution there. Bray had an open three, but why not take a couple dribbles in and make it into about an 8-foot runner?
48-40, Trojans back out to an 8-point lead. Check out 104 The Score. I think John Brown's here tonight. James Brown's over at Glasgow, covering Glasgow Warren East. Photos, interviews, and more from tonight's Barren County sports action on 104thescore.com and the 104 The Score Facebook page.
We'll see if we got an update somewhere along the way.
And, well, halftime, of course, Warren East leading Glasgow by 1, 34-33.
At halftime, Warren Central leads Bowling Green by 1, 20-25. I think they're pretty even. I really
think so,
do.
too, having their guys back now, and I think they're playing pretty well. I think they give Bowling Green all they want.
We played Central. We've seen Bowling Green in some games, but our boys play Bowling Green on the 12th. Girls play them on the 29th of January. I just think Bowling Green, I think they're pretty even, but I like when you get somebody that's pretty even. I think the best player on the floor is probably Kate Unsell, and when you've got the best player, you kind of give them the edge sometimes. But they're going to play 3. Hopefully, we got a say in them not playing 4 times in the region final. But that's the way it's been for the last few years, and it's up to somebody to stop them.
Yep. Russellville with the basketball, 5.5 minutes to play. Barren 48, Russellville 40. McMurray over the left side of Morrow. Now Morrow putting down a few dribbles, leaves it with Gardner. Bounce pass McMurray, left of the lane, jumper no good. Compton the rebound, the alley pass to Spillman. Spillman driving, going to the bucket, puts it up. It is no good, but they're going to call a foul. They're going to put it on Russellville's Gardner. That's his 4th. Team's first of the 4th quarter. And so Gardner will check out, replaced by Bertram. Trojans stack it up, left of the lane. Comes in the corner, Compton wide open. 3 ball, no good. Long rebound chased down by Bewley. Now Bewley sends it over to Compton. Back to Bewley. He's going to fire up a 3-point shot. It rims off. And rebound comes off to Coleman for Russellville. Coleman down the right corner to Gray. Back out to McMurray. He'll send it over to Coleman. Back to McMurray. Top of the key. Goes to the right side of Gray. Back to McMurray. 3 out of the right corner. No, air ball. Taken by Spillman. Long pass down to Bewley underneath. Lays it up and in. Wow.
Nice catch.
What a play. And Russellville will call a timeout. 30-second timeout. 10-point lead for the Trojans. 50-40 with 4:33 to go. Friday night, as we mentioned, will be over at Glasgow. 15th District doubleheader. Saturday night, Tompkinsville against Monroe County. Then Monday night, the Trojanettes will go down to Bowling Green for the makeup game. Tuesday night, Greenwood here for a girl-boy doubleheader. Thursday of next week. The list goes on and on. I mean, like you said earlier, Sundays and Wednesdays are the only days that neither team has a game.
We've only had 3 home games in the whole month of, we've had 2 doubleheaders. We've got 3 scheduled. Hopefully we can get that one in against Greenwood on the 30th, but just not been here a whole lot.
No.
You take a week off of school because of snow, it kind of really throws a wrench into the whole original schedule.
Pass knocked away. Budge comes up with it. He'll give it off to Bewley. Bewley weaves through traffic in the corner. Compton for a 3. No good. And the rebound comes off to Russellville's Gray.
On Cole from behind the arc there. 0-4 this quarter, but still maintain a 10-point lead.
Coleman, left side, 3 ball in the air. This time short. Bunch with a rebound. Gets rid of it to Spillman. Spillman Left side, Compton pulls a trigger. No good this time. And loose ball on the floor, fighting for it, and a jump ball possession arrow back to the Trojans.
We'll get it back. Yep.
3:57 to go. Waylon Clemens will check back in the Trojan lineup for Coach Warren Cunningham.
Barely snuck into the 50s.
Yeah.
I guess it really doesn't matter what your point total is as long as it's more than the other side.
That's right. That's right. Bewley gets it into Clemens, works inside, has it blocked, but a foul. Somebody got him on the wrist. It'll be on Coleman, his third, team second of the quarter.
We average right at 6 with 10 points below our average tonight. I mean, we still got 4 minutes to go. We could get up in the 60s if we make some free throws, which we weren't able to do there, and kind of just pad the lead.
Cleveland's a 52% foul shooter. He's 1 of 2 tonight.
Russellville just a 25% three-point shooting team, which bodes well for their comeback attempts, and they don't shoot free throws very well either. So a couple of things that are in our advantage, at least on the stat sheet.
Right. Clemens hits the second of the two, back up to 11 at 51-40. 3:50 remaining.
We're going to extend the zone to try to shorten their possessions too.
Here's McMurray with it out top. Bounce pass off the right side. Darden down to the corner to Gardner, who's back of the court. McMurray trying to penetrate. Lost the handle, but his teammate there to grab it. Free throw line jump shot for McMurray goes through. And he has scored 12 points here in the second half. 11 for the game, or 11 in the first half. 23 for the game. Hall over to Clemens. Out to Spillman. Spillman in the corner. Bewley fakes, moves over, can't shoot the three. Cross-court pass. Bunch for 3. Yes!
That'll help secure it. Our first 3 of the quarter. We're 1 of 6, but that sticks it back up into a 12-point margin.
And down to 3 minutes to play. 54-42. That's the 8th People's Bank three-point shot made tonight for the Trojans. 6 in the first half, 2 here in the second half. 12-point advantage. Inside. They go up with a shot. No good. That's McMurray. He came over the back of Clemens. And he'll be charged with a foul. That's his first, team's third of the quarter. And Phil Todd's going to bring back in Morrow and Bertram for Darden and Gardner.
We got 9 threes. Is that what we got? 6.
That's right. We do have 9. Almost one more would be the average. Oh, a 5-second count.
That was very quick. We got at least 3 timeouts left. But really, honestly, I didn't, and I don't think anybody on the bench thought to use it because it was such a quick 5-second call. But we'll mark it down as a turnover. Just the 6th of the night.
2:44 to go. Coleman will toss it in. Comes down the corner to Gray. They skip it down over to Coleman again. Breaks into the lane. Forces up the shot. No good. Put back up. Blocked by Bunch. A foul. And that will send Gardner to the free throw line for 2 shots. Bunch is second. Team's first of the fourth quarter. Gardner 2 for 2 tonight. Those coming in the first period of play. Scored 8 points, averaging 6 a game. First free throw good. (54-43). Trojans with 2:35 left to play. One more in the air and good for Gardner. Bertram and Morrow both back in. Kind of switch offense for defense. As Clemens trying to get the ball in play. And we're going to have a foul. Got it into Bewley. The foul will be on Morrow, his 4th. Team's 4th. That's only 4. With 2:35 to go. Clemens will toss it in. Gets it in play to Spillman. He'll work into the backcourt against Morrow. Gets it across the line. Jump pass over to Clemens. Clemens drives it to the bucket. Strong, he puts it up and in. Wow, took it from the right side to the left. Clemens with his 8-point.
I think he just thought that they were going to foul, and they didn't, and left the whole lane wide open.
Yeah. 56-44, 2:12 to go in the ball game.
We've gone zone a lot of this quarter, and I think it's really kind of changed the flow of the game and their ability to get to the rim.
Here's a shot out of the left corner. Good. Knocking that one down was Morrow.
First three of the half and third of the game.
Timeout with 2:02 to go. It trims the lead down to 9 at 56-47.
See if we got anything else on
I haven't got anything on the Glasgow Warren East game. It'll be after at least the end of the third quarter.
Our girls' game was so quick.
It lasted an hour and 3 minutes. You're following Trojan basketball at WCDS AM 1230 and 104.7 FM The Score. Glasgow online at 104thescore.com.
Allen County down 64-29 to Franklin. Start of the fourth quarter.
That's the boys' game, right?
It is, yes.
The girls, what's the final on that one again? That was pretty much a blowout too, wasn't it?
See where I had it down. It ended up being a blowout, yeah. Oh, here it is. 66-40 is a 26-point win from Franklin.
Okay. All right, Trojans basketball as we come out of the timeout. Pressure's on by Russellville. Clemens to toss it in. 2:02 to go. Clemens looking, still looking. Gets it into Bewley. Bewley fires it back to Clemens. Clemens gets it across the line. Hooks it back to Bewley and dumps it into Hall. Hall works under, puts it up and in. Hall with a kind of a duck under shot there. 6 points. Long three is short. Oh, somebody got a hand on it or not, but it's put up and in by Bertram for his first 2 points tonight. 58-49. Minute and a half still to go here as Clemens races to get it across the timeline. Takes it down left to the lane, trying to dish it off in the corner, and Russellville got a hand on it. And it's out of bounds to the Trojans. Kate Hardy will come back in.
Got a little bit of a break there because Whalen got up with nowhere to go and found somebody to throw it off of.
Bewley, left baseline, trying to feed it, and it hit the bottom of the backboard, trying to feed it to Hall. And Russellville comes up with a turnover. 1:20 left to play. In the middle, work it to Gray. He'll put it up. It's no good. Crashing aboard is McMurray, and he'll work it inside there. Shot goes up. It's no good. Ball knocked out of bounds with 1:08 to play. And they'll give it back to the Panthers.
Now to get this one closed out, we're going to go back man here as they throw it inbounds underneath the rim.
This ball comes into play. A pump fake over Hall. Good. That's Gray. And now the lead is 7 with 1 minute to play. 58-51. Bewley throws a long pass down the court. Here's Spillman. He'll go under. Lays it up. It is good and a foul.
Used to that going the other way. It's usually Tate Spillman to Bray Bewley on the football field, but Bray threw a nice little pass there, pretty much the full length of the floor. Tate went and got it and converted, and that'll almost do it if he's able to get this back to the double-digit game.
Spillman now with 12 points tonight. The foul was on Morrow, his 5th. So we'll wait for Coach Phil Todd to bring in someone. Here's a score after 3. Glasgow 46, Warren East 45 after 3. .52 seconds to go. Spillman is at the line with a chance to make an old-fashioned 3. And the shot goes up, and it bounces in. Got the friendly roll there. 61-51, 48 seconds to play. Darden for 3, got it.
Wow, that was tough.
Where did that come from? 61-54, steal. Another 3 by Darden. It's an air ball. And not saved in bounds. McMurray tried to save it. Put off the leg of Hardy. He missed him, so Barren will have the ball, 34.8. Bertram checking back into the Russellville lineup. Hardy going to have to get it in play. Oh, throws it up court. And Bunch tried to save it in bounds. Couldn't get to it. Too much on that. Russellville will get it back.
Turn it over on back-to-back possessions there. We've got plenty of time and timeouts.
And they say nobody touched it, so.
If nobody touched it, they'll Russellville take it out
on their end of the floor.
I kind of thought Mason was able to get to it before it actually went out of bounds. But they say it was already out before he was able to deflect it, and so it'll go all the way back down to Russellville's end of the floor.
34.5 seconds to play. Barren County up by just 7. As Coleman having trouble, finally loops it out to Gardner. Gardner trying to get it swiped away there for a moment, but got it back, throws it up in the lane. It's short. Rebound put back up and in by McMurray. And all of a sudden, it's a 5-point ball game, a 2-possession game with 24.9 left. Russellville calling the timeout. 61-56 Trojans.
We've still got 1 timeout left. I know we've got at least a timeout left. And I'm not saying I had a sense that we were going to lose a game. I still don't think we will, but you had the sense that they were going to hang around, and because it was such a low-scoring game and we could never get it more than, I think 12's maybe been the largest lead, we could never get it stretched more than that it just gave Russellville a chance to continue to make it a game. When they knocked down a couple of threes, we get a little careless with the basketball. We've turned it over more times this quarter, and we have the whole previous 3. It's just kind of like we were mailing it in, packing it in with a 10, 11-point lead with about a minute to go, and Russellville said, no, not so fast. They are squarely in the bonus. They've committed 5 team fouls or more. So I would say they will very quickly come after us. If then we'll get a quick turnover, they will foul. We've got to make those free throws. It's still a 2-possession game, but you make a couple free throws and it becomes a 3-possession game and almost impossible to come back from.
Bewley will toss it in. Full court pressure by Russellville. And he threw it to Spillman as he came out of bounds with it. Now they lob it back over to Spillman from Bewley. He's going to have to get it across. It comes down to Hardy. And Hardy's going to be fouled by Gray.
Didn't foul as quick as I thought they would.
Took about, 6 seconds off the clock. So Kate Hardy at the line. He has 12 of 15 on the season. Free throw is good. 62-56.
This one probably to end it.
And he missed it. Rebound comes off to McMurray. Ball gets loose on the floor. Diving for it is Bunch, and timeout by the Trojans.
Warren yelled timeout. We'd already dug it out of there and secured the possession, but you're in timeout mode, just trying to make sure you keep it because we did not have the arrow. That'll get us back. Good job just slapping it away. Deflections never get written down anywhere. You don't see anybody keep that stat that gets published. But those things right there make a difference in a game, especially when it's a tight one or you're still trying to fight to close it out for certain.
The Panthers have lost some close ball games. They lost to Monroe just by 2. Lost to Murray by 9. East Robertson, Tennessee by 7. Logan County by 2. A lot better than what their 3-15 record shows.
Yeah, that they've had some tough breaks, clearly. Not been able to close out some of those close games. And I don't know, because they played at least 4 games against out-of-state teams. You never know what that competition level is really like.
Barren County's basketball, 13.2 seconds left. Leading by 6. Bunch. Going to have to call another timeout. Couldn't get anybody open.
That's okay. A little quick on that trigger to call the timeout, but you don't want to turn it back over to them. So that is our last one, according to the board. And
it's a full one.
Well, actually, we've got one more. So
we haven't taken a full one, right? That's the first one.
So we can do that all over again if we have to.
Largest lead for the Trojans was 38-25. 13 points.
Okay. See what we got here. Final, Franklin beats Allen 71-38. Butler, who is a team that we play a little bit later in the year on the boys' side, we played them in Owensboro on the 3rd of February. Butler County beat this Russell County team 93-59. They beat Muhlenberg tonight 81-47. Talk about a team that can really score the basketball. They can put some points up. Warren Central is up 32-29. That game will be far from over when ours is. They still got 5 minutes left in the third.
Bunch looking to inbound, comes into Bewley. Bewley works into the front court, left side. 9 seconds being chased out there. He's going to drive it to the bucket. He got fouled.
Yeah.
And a foul will be on Coleman, his fourth. So Bewley will be at the line for 2 shots, and 82% foul shooter. His first trip tonight. 6 points all in the second half. Burst of 2, good. (63-56) Trojans. Second shot, also good. Hung up there. I thought it was going to come off, but it went in. 64-56. Here's a long 3 by McMurray. Way short, and that's the ball game. The Trojans win it 64-56 over Russellville tonight, as the Trojans improve to 13-4 on the year. Russellville drops to 3-16 on the season. 64-56. Trojans win it. We'll be back in a moment for the postgame wrap-up on 104 The Score.
What I really like with Project Lead the Way and with the STEAM content that I get to teach is it makes those real world connections. It's allowing kids to put their brain in action. It's not that, we're not at that time in the game where we're sitting and getting and taking notes and content. It's taking that content and applying it to real world selections. And that's what Project Lead the Way is allowing us to do and create those opportunities. Those students that you have in the classroom that may struggle with that reading and math are thriving with this content because they're able to put solutions to problems and fix things that they wouldn't necessarily get in a normal math or reading classroom.
Just being able to figure out what didn't work and how to make it work and how to work through that process just in itself for you as a person is important, but also it builds those skills that are going to be necessary for each grade that follows us.
(14-11) at the end of the first quarter, led by 5 at halftime at 29-24, led by 10 after 3, 46-36. They did build up the lead to 13 at one time at 38-25 there in the third period. And the Russellville Panthers outscored the Trojans in the fourth quarter 20-18. Russellville had 20 field goals tonight. 4 of those were three-point shots. They were 12 of 17 for the line. Eli McMurray with 25 to lead Coach Phil Todd's team. 10 points for Jamarian Gardner. 6 for Tykion Darden. Also 4 each for Kane Grain and Amaris Morrow. 5 points for Jarius Coleman and 2 for Cadence Bertram. For the Trojans tonight, 22 field goals, 9 of those were three-point shots. They made 6 in the first half and 3 in the second half. 12 of 15 for the basketball game from the free throw line. And they were led in scoring by Tate Spillman with 13. He had 3 baskets. 2 of those were three-point shots. He was 5 of 6 from the charity stripe. 12 points for William Compton, all on 4 three-point shots. 8 for Bray Bewley and Waylon Clemens, along with Cade Hardy. Also scored 8 points tonight. 6 for Graham Hall and 5 for Mason Bunch. Jackson Reese scored 4, a three-point basket and 1 of 2 from the foul line. Trojans still win by 8. Was favored by about 20, but Russellville, very athletic basketball team.
You need games like that sometimes. They don't hurt. You gotta fight down to the wire. You gotta execute down the stretch. You gotta end of the game execution. I think is important, especially in those close games. And I don't feel like we've had a ton of those on the boys' side. We shot the ball at 48% for the game, 22 of 46, 9 of 28 from 3 for 32. Russellville was 20 of 46. They shot the ball well too, 43%. Just 4 of 13 from 3. We turned it over 9 times. We turned it over a lot late there in the last quarter. 9 for the game. Russellville only turned it over 8. We out-rebounded them by 1, 24-23, and both teams had 6 offensive boards tonight.
All right, so the Trojans go on top, 64-56 over Russellville tonight. And we'll have coach's comments. Coach Warren Cunningham will be out to join us here momentarily. Time to name the MVP of the game. Brought to you by Edward Jones Financial Advisor Jamie Harris.
Wow. I'm gonna let you do this one tonight. I don't have somebody that really stood out to me tonight. I'll be honest. I kind of have half of mine to give it to Waylon because I think he got shorted last night. It was pretty clear that he was probably the player of the game because his offense was really stepping up. He had 8 tonight. Mm-hmm. I like the way Waylon's playing. He's really kind of shifting his gears down, and he's not as – I'm not going to say he's always been out of control, but I feel like he's really getting into an offensive gear that I like and can be very helpful to this team. And surround yourself with shooters all the way around. Let's give it to Waylon tonight, and we'll spread it around a little bit later in the year. Obviously, you got contributions from everybody. Tate played well, stayed on the floor, didn't get in foul trouble late in the second quarter, and Compton is going to be, you come to expect 3 or 4 threes from him every night. So, good win, and get a couple of days off, get back in the gym, and just go through some normal routines, like I said, and we'll head across town Friday night.
Yep. All right, we'll be back after this 2-minute break, and hopefully Coach Warren Cunningham will be out to join us as the Trojans win tonight 64-56 over Russellville on 104 The Score.
Here at the Business Department, we offer 5 different career pathways: accounting, admin support, entrepreneurship, management, and marketing. We're also adding travel and tourism to our department also.
Name one career field that doesn't use business skills. You can't, because business skills translate across all careers.
Well, the FBLA and the business pathways are so much fun, and the teachers are amazing. Miss Wright, Miss Rush, and Miss Childress are like my moms at school, and they're awesome. I personally love the marketing pathway, and that's the pathway that I have completed. And so it's a lot of fun, and you get to do co-op your senior year if you've completed the pathway. My co-op is amazing, and I love it here. But the business pathway just has allowed me so many new opportunities to meet new friends. My best friends are in the business pathway, and I met them when I was freshman. And we have just completed this pathway together and had so much fun.
We start working all the way from kindergarten, and they start doing, if it's building the 3 little pigs houses and they have to build something and test it and all of these sorts of things, they start that kind of problem solving skills really young. We do a lot of group work, so they have to collaborate, they have to learn how to work well together, how to compromise. It's been really cool kind of seeing them kind of come in to kind of get all kinds of things. And plus it kind of prepares them, it kind of shows them like different career options and a lot of things that they've never thought about before. And so when we're doing Project Lead the Way and we're studying engineering, we'll pull up scientists and we'll pull up astronauts, and we've watched some launches on TV and just stuff like that to kind of show them that there's kind of a big world out there and there's all kinds of places and things that they can do.
Warren Cunningham joins me now. Coach, built up a 13-point lead there in the second half, middle of the third quarter, but Russellville just wouldn't go away.
No, and I want to compliment Russellville because first of all, I have great respect for Coach Todd and the job he's always done at Russellville. They've had a rough year. They're 3-14, 3-15 before tonight. They got thumped pretty good last night by a district team, and they've had injuries, they've had sickness, and heck, one of their best players didn't play tonight.
McCage.
So yeah, they've had a lot of injuries and stuff, and I want to give them credit because they came in here, man, they played hard, they executed, and we were just a little bit more skilled than they were, and that was really the difference in the game. It wasn't because we played harder, and we had a lot of mishaps, just silly things that we did on both ends of the floor. But I love our team, and I love what we're about and who we are, and we'll get that corrected in the next couple days and be better on Friday.
We had balance scoring again tonight. Tate had 13, got in foul trouble there in the first half, but William Compton at the 4 threes. He had 8 from Bray Bewley, Waylon Clemens, and Kate Hardy. So all close double digits.
It was good balance. We just need a little bit more in double figures. I like that balance, but scoring. We had several other opportunities to score, and they were playing the zone a little bit different. They weren't really playing us straight up a lot of times. They were splitting us, and it was causing some hesitation on us to drive it and to pass it. And I thought we tried to make some adjustments and talk about it a little bit at halftime, and I thought we were better at attacking it in the second half. First half, we held the ball a lot, and like I said, it was different because they weren't playing us straight. They were splitting the guard, and you look at it, and nobody's really guarding you, but there's 2 guys on each, one guy on each side of you, and that was a little bit different. I thought, it caused some hesitancy in the way we were passing and shooting, and I thought we were better in the second half, but we just didn't clean up a whole lot of things.
We hit 9 threes. I think got 28 attempts. I think that's where Robert had on the
session. Yeah, we had some good looks. I was trying there in the first half, when we seemed like we went cold, kept making the guard to wing pass and shooting that 3, and we were trying. I said, I'm fine with the 3s, but let's move the ball and let's throw it in and throw it back out. Get that angle differently than just the top to the wing for the 3. So I thought when we did that, at least it gave us a chance to offensive rebound, and it also gave us a little bit better chance to score it.
We got a busy week at the Scotties on Friday night. They are down by 3 with 1 minute to go to Warren East. And then Saturday night to travel to Tompkinsville, take on Monroe. Now we're getting all these ball games being made up now, and don't really have a lot of time for practice.
No, and that's kind of what we need to do. But we got a couple days here. We got the next 2 days that we can practice, and we just need to regain our focus. I think, and it's no excuse because everybody's had a break here. But you're in the grind of the season, and you're going from practice to the next opponent to constantly getting ready for the next team, and we lost that for a few days, and it causes everybody to kind of lose their focus a little bit, and it just takes a day or 2. We're back in school, so I think that'll help. But yeah, we just got to get focused, get back to work, and get back in the grind of the season.
All right, Coach. Congratulations to you again. We'll see you on Friday night over at Scotty Gym.
All right, thanks, Jay.
Coach Warren Cunningham of the Trojans, they win at 64-56 over Russellville. Trojanettes win their game earlier tonight, 73-19 over the Lady-Panthers. And our next broadcast will be Friday night from Scotty Gym. The Trojans and Trojanettes taking down the Scotties and Lady Scotties. Will be on there at 5:45 for the broadcast from Glasgow High. And then on Saturday night, we'll travel to Tompkinsville to take on Monroe County. That'll be a girl-boy doubleheader as well. Again, the final scores again, 64-56. Trojans win over the Panthers, and the Trojanettes 73, Russellville 19. Until Friday night, for Robert Bauer and our studio producer, Todd Belcher, this is Jay Turner. Thanks for being with us, and good night from Bobby Steenberg in court at Barren County High.